So today we're doing the draft only rebuild, a challenge where I'm only allowed to use players that I get in the first year player draft. So that means no free agents and also no trades allowed. And to make the challenge even tougher, we're starting with an entire organization of 0 overall players. So for this rebuild, I figured, you know what? Coaches right now, not important. We have an entire 0 overall roster. It's not important until we start getting players in the farm system. So I'm going to hold off on the new coaches until we start getting like a good bunch of players in the farm system. But the most important part for this is good scouts. So I've selected 3 fine scouts to lead us to glory in Jimmy Beard, Rachel Sullivan, and Nolan Mueller or Muller. Either way. So first draft of the rebuild, the number 1 overall pick. Of course, I had to give myself the number 1 overall pick. But with that being said, I've been doing this draft rebuild wrong for so many years now. I've been drafting too many pitchers at the beginning when position players take the longest to develop. So with that in mind, there is a really good pitcher available. There's actually a couple good pitchers available. Ryan Lucero would be the guy I would choose for a pitcher. He just looks really solid, but I definitely need position players. We have the first pick, the 45th pick, and the 82nd pick. So we don't have like any competitive balance picks or anything like that. So I have a couple position players. 3 outfielders are kind of my main prospects right now, I guess is the way to say it. Stefan Molina, I don't think he makes it to our second round pick. Looks really good. The power is there. I kind of want to get a range of different players. I don't just want to draft the high contact guys in this rebuild. I want to get some power. I want to get some defense. I want to get some good pitching, maybe a couple closers thrown in there as well. And I think Molina would be a good power bat to draft. But there's also Lou Oliveros, who is that contact build that we see so much in MLB The Show with high speed. And then there's this guy, which you're looking at it, the potential doesn't look amazing, but the overall looks really solid and he just looks really well rounded. And I feel like this is the type of player I need because he's going to be able to field. He's got okay speed. He's got really good hitting. And I feel like that's what I'm looking for. He is 21, so he's a little bit older, but then I'll know he'll be kind of in his prime by the time that we're ready to launch this team as a full 24, 25, 26 man roster. So I think Medina's the guy. Like, I know you're probably thinking, go Oliveros, the potential's higher, the hitting upside's better. I just feel like it's so boring to go with this build so often. And I'm going to see a bunch of these players throughout the draft. So I kind of want to go with someone a little bit different. I'm going to go Antonio Medina. So for the first overall pick of the draft only rebuild, here we go. Antonio Medina is joining the squad. I have a good feeling about this guy. He also shares my name, so I had to go with it. Let's see who the second pick was by the CPU. They're going with Ryan Turley. Actually didn't look like a bad pitcher, but like I said, I just didn't want to go pitching for the first pick. I might not even go pitching for the second pick, to be honest. And the third pick is going to be Alberto Novoa. Okay, so let's see who we got because like there are a few names that I'm interested in. There's wait, this guy Miguel Murillo was someone that I discovered. That's right. I'm hoping he makes it to the third round because in the second round I kind of want to go in a different direction. If this guy can make it to us in the second round, that'd be great. Can play first, can play second. He can hit. He can hit. So let's just see. Let's just get to our pick and see what happens. Okay. Okay. So that power bat that we talked about, what was his name? Molina. He goes to the Braves. All right. Oliveros goes to the Padres. Interesting. Okay. And I think there was one other name that I was kind of interested in. Let me see. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. So do I go pitcher here? Because this is the pitcher that I want. Potential, again, isn't amazing. It is still pretty good, though. High 80s. Really well rounded pitcher. Or I could go someone like a Merrill Watson who has slightly higher potential, potentially. Probably going to settle around the same range as Quinones, though. So some decent pitchers available. And then if I wanted to go with a little bit more of a project pitcher, I could go Rick Hogue. But again, like, is pitching something that I necessarily need right now when I could get some really good hitters? I showed you Miguel Murillo. Looks really solid. Looks like he's just going to be well rounded once again. Good speed, decent hitting, decent fielding. Or we could go someone with a great name in Ruben Vega Ramos, who just, again, just looks like he's going to be a solid player. And then the rest of the players, basically from Gien down, are kind of like late round picks that I was hoping could end up being there. So I think it's just best that we take the position player in Vega Ramos. I also just like the name RVR. I mean, come on. Third round pick, and look who's there. We've got Miguel Murillo. So 3 position players to start a draft. I mean, that this is unheard of for a draft for me. This never happens. I'm always pitcher, pitcher, pitcher. This time we're going with the position player, Miguel Murillo. All right, so basically from here on out, it's best player available, because I looked through some of the pitchers and there's a couple decent ones like Neff. Santiago looks good. Julio looks good. Just like as like a later pick, I don't expect these guys to be the aces of our rebuild, but they might slot in maybe as a long reliever, maybe even turn them into a reliever, potentially as a 5-starter. Who knows? But they look decent. Nelson's got like some decent potential, but I think I'm gonna go with another position player here in Langston. He can play a couple different spots. He can play first base for us. He's a little bit taller, switch hitter. That isn't gonna have great potential, but just looks like he's gonna be a solid hitter. So let's just go with another bat. Another bat. And then catchers are really difficult to find, at least good catchers. So I'm just going to pick one so that we at least have one in the team. And Giancarlo Vargas, he looks like he's going to have an okay contact bat. So I'm going to rock with that for my round 5 pick, which means the only pitcher we're going to take is going to be in round 6. And I have my pick of who I want. Do I go with the potential guy? He's 18. He's going to take some time to develop. He's low rated. He's probably going to be in the low 50s. That might be the smart move here, rather than like an older pitcher who is probably going to hit his ceiling quicker. So maybe someone like, let's see, I'm gonna choose Nelson or Zach here. What looks better? I mean, they kind of look the same. So I guess we take the one that has the higher potential that we know of in Nelson. Is that the move? I'll take him. We're going to go with Nelson. I kind of feel like I kind of wanted Santiago, though, Zach Santiago. But we're going to go Nelson for the final pick. And just on this round 6 page, I'm looking at some of the names here. We've got Blumenthal. We've got Barry Chick. I mean, there was some other crazy names. Thurman Wilkins. When's the last time you met a Thurman? Like, let's be honest there. We've got a Emmett Trowbridge, or it could be Trowbridge. Trowbridge. We got Bertram. When's the last time you met a Bertram? Bertram Botts, another Thurman. I mean, we might need to update the name pool here at MLB The Show. Come on, SDS. Let's update the like Boston Campaneris. Like what? Let's go. All right, it's Christmas Day. We get to see the potentials of our draft picks here. Antonio Medina looks so small in that picture. What is going on here? So Medina with 91 potential is huge. That is a great pickup for us. Like I said, good hitting stats, good fielding stats, decent speed, everything we need from an outfielder. Next up, we've got Ruben Vega Ramos, 62 overall with B potential, good contact, no power whatsoever, but some vision and discipline, decent fielding, good speed. I'm liking the mix of that. We've got Miguel Murillo, looks okay, B potential, 63 overall, may not have the fielding, but decent speed, okay hitting stats, definitely going to be a little bit more of a project for him. Langston, first base, second base, and the corner outfield spots. Okay, decent fielding. I'll take that for sure. No speed. The bat isn't there yet. Vargas as a catcher, definitely a hitter first. That guy cannot field to save his life. And then we finished it off with Nelson, who doesn't look great, but maybe he can limit the walks. We'll be okay. Overall, the potentials are great. 75 and above for every single pick. Solid draft. To add to it, Elroy Langston has the Road Warrior quirk, so bad. RVR has Dead Red, which, you know what? That's pretty good. And then Antonio Medina has Stopper, which performs better when the team is behind, which I feel like is going to happen quite a bit. So that's going to be a good quirk too. So season 2 of the draft only rebuild, I had to rebrand the team. This is my draft only squad. So we've got something similar to the channel logo. Speaking of the draft only rebuild, we've got to talk about the prospects. We have one top 100 prospect, and that was our first round pick, Antonio Medina. Slots in the top 15 at number 14. Rome wasn't built in a day. I'm not expecting our players to just be the best prospects every single time. This is currently what we're looking like. Our top 6 players are the players that we drafted. If you see names like Brett Banks, I just signed him to fill out the roster. So again, I'm not going to have these guys in the majors. I'm hoping they don't get added to the majors at all by the CPU this year, but it's time to get to draft 2. Draft number 2, we don't have the first overall pick. We got moved down to number 3, I believe. I need to get really lucky here. And the reason is these two right here, generational talents. Tommy Simon plays left field. He looks insane. Mark Shibuya from Japan, first baseman, looks insane. 2 generational talents. I just need one. I need the Angels and the Royals to pass up on them. If we miss out on them, Felix Heel looks pretty solid as a catcher. And Zika Foose also looks good as a third baseman. So we do have a backup plan if both of those guys get taken. And then I have some sneaky picks for later on. I do need to start investing in pitching. So that probably is going to start in this draft. But I definitely want to get more position players. Offense wins you games. Screw the whole defense wins you championships. I want offense. First pick is Sean Rodriguez, a pitcher. Honestly, not a bad pick. I actually kind of wanted him. But because I noticed the 2 position players, I knew I had to go and get one of them. Who is this? We have our choice of generational talents. I wasn't expecting this. I really wasn't. Ah, man. So we drafted an outfielder last year. First base are usually pretty easy to come by. Ah, man. So Shibuya is definitely worse fielding wise. The speed for Simon's going to be pretty nice. I think they're going to be really similar. I think Simon's probably the smarter bet, though. Last draft, we took an outfielder, 2 middle infielders, a catcher, and a pitcher. So we definitely could use another outfielder. I know we took a first baseman too, who had like lower potential. So we could also use a first base. I'm gonna take the left fielder. And hopefully we can just get let's see what other, because like we also got other infielders here and catchers and everything like that. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the outfielder, Tommy Simon. He's in the squad. They don't change the uniform in the draft screen. What? I've edited no. That's bogus. All right, let's get to our next pick, which is 39. And okay. The first baseman went to the White Sox, which, okay, top 10 player still. The third baseman went to the Blue Jays. All right. And then the catcher went to the Red Sox. Okay. So some of the top players that we wanted ended up going top 10 anyways. And I'm just trying to see if there was any other later round picks that I was a little interested in that potentially got snagged from up. So like Hernandez, maybe. I kind of wanted, where is he? Swain to fall to us because he looks really good for a pitching prospect. But now kind of looking at it, Will Wiley doesn't look bad. Neither does Bobby Banks. I almost just called him Double B, which sounds, or BB. I don't know. He looks good. Decent reactions, decent fielding for the future. A good bat too. Could go with another outfielder in Bingham who can play catcher. Ooh. Or if I wanted to reach to ensure that we get Jeb Vogelsang, either way, get Jeb as a pitching prospect. That could be an option because we do have the 73rd pick in the next round. I just don't know if he's going to make it to us. I like the versatility of Bingham, so I'm going to take him. He's probably not going to have the craziest of potential. I just like those hitting stats, so I'm going to take him. Oh, this time it fixes the jersey. What is going on? In the third round, it's either Jeb or Irabu, a catcher with some pop. I don't know if I need a catcher now. Maybe I need a pitcher instead. Or I could get Arroyo. Ugh, man, I can't speak English. I'm going to take Jeb. We do need pitching. And then like every other player that I had on my board got picked. So I'm going to see who I want out of this. Let's go with Vic for this pick. Does this one have? We'll go Gary here just because Vic isn't ranked by MLB. Hopefully he'll make it to the next pick. He does. Okay, so we'll take Vic for the 5th pick. Just a pitcher with some okay potential. And we're going to round it out with basically whatever looks the best. Shapiro, sure, he's in the squad. Bill Shapiro. There you go. That's our second draft. Honestly, not too bad, I hope. So here's Shibuya to the White Sox. Is a generational talent. He looks unbelievable. The White Sox also got that catcher that I considered. Honestly, looks pretty solid. Good blocking, reactions, fielding, and power. I just don't know if the contact is going to play up in the major leagues. Here's that catcher that I talked about for the first pick. Felix Heel honestly looks really good too. not as much power, but it still looks like it could get to a pretty decent level. Hitting stats look great, fielding stats look great. With 87 potential, it's not bad. And then the other big name from the first round was Rob here. Potential isn't the great. Oh, I guess 87 is not that bad. I thought it was low 80s, but good fielding, good bat, not bad. But enough about every other team's draft class. Let's talk about ours. How are we look? There it is. Oh, that's perfect. Generational talent. Tommy Simon is, oh man, good fielding, good speed, good bat, lefty bat as well, like that. Johnny Bingham, 74 overall already, can play catcher with some good blocking. Honestly, this might be our catcher for the rebuild. Really good hitting stats, good speed. 89 potential is massive. We got Jeb here, who is a 61 overall, but does have a potential. Lefty, decent pitch mix too. I don't know if that really matters. And Sim, but overall, not bad. This is definitely a project, so we're going to need to find some higher rated pitchers, but I'm happy with that. Gary Ziegler's got C potential. He's a 65 overall, so okay, not bad. Doesn't throw hard at all with 36 velo, but 76 potential, okay. Vic, C potential as well. Doesn't strike out anybody, but 78 potential. And Shapiro also has C potential of 75. Again, not bad though. Not bad. I'm liking what I'm seeing from our picks. The final couple picks don't have the greatest potential, but the top three, I'll take that all day. Because the minor league season is over, I wanted to show you the prospect changes. Medina up to 11 on the top 10. So he's moved up a couple spots. And just to kind of get a rundown of how their seasons went in AAA, our catcher got on base. I'll give him that. He got on base. We have that for a positive. Elroy, how we looking? Not the best of numbers. I also didn't realize he had that much versatility. That's pretty good. Or maybe I did. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a few days since I've recorded, so I don't necessarily remember everything of the secondaries and whatnot. But man, Nelson, he developed. He developed for sure. RVR, how we looking? Again, a guy that's getting on base. So there's a positive there. We can use that. Miguel, rough season for sure. And then how is our number one prospect looking? 23 home runs. I guess we'll take that. That's something to be positive about. Another season of losing every single game, and just to quickly run through MVPs and everything like that, just to kind of get you an idea of what the league is looking like. And the usual for sure. This is definitely what you kind of expect. Okay, Ike Irish making okay, all right. So yeah, we ended up losing every single game. I'm not even gonna look at any other stats because we already talked about the prospects. The Braves defeat the Astros. Okay, our manager retired. I kind of wanted to keep him because he had some pretty good attributes. Apparently, I had Max Scherzer retired, and he is inducted into the Hall of Fame as a national, which I've taken over. Oops. All right. So yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So I definitely need a new manager, but off season's not important. I'll see you guys for season 3. Season 3, still a pretty bad team. I do have a couple players that I had to sign that unfortunately are going to be in the MLB squad. It just happens. It's just all my Joe Randoms have started to retire, so I'm kind of running out of players. So I've got 2 guys that I wanted to point out. They're not draft picks, but they're guys that I need to fill out the roster. To start the year, Tommy Simon is the second ranked prospect behind Shibuya and Irabu, 2 guys that were on our radar. So that's a little bit of a disappointment, but we do have another top 10 prospect in Jeb. So that's good. Medina drops down to 20, which is a little bit of a disappointment, but not too bad. And then our final one is Johnny Bingham, who is 37. So this is what our organization sits currently, which I think it looks pretty good. It kind of makes sense so far. I need some big production from Medina, Murillo, and RVR, or development, I should say, because they were the first picks. I need them to start developing. Plus, they're a little bit older at 22 and 23. So that would be nice. I think this year is a big year for pitching. We've got a couple position players. If we can start to add some good pitchers to the mix, I think we'll be looking pretty good. All right, so for the third draft, we got absolutely shafted this year. We're down to pick number 5. The Athletics jumped up 10 spots. How? So let's just see what the outcome is. If we get our players, great. If we don't, bummer. Okay, so this guy wasn't on my radar. He does look decent, like a good pitcher that could immediately hop into the team. Second pick, what are we looking like? Okay, I did not scout that guy. I think that guy is going to be a bust. And looking at a lot of the position players in this draft, I think they are busts. And that's why I'm okay going with a lot of pitching this year. I wanted this guy. I wanted this guy. This is my number one target. Oh, that's a bummer. That is a huge bummer. Okay. So then my next two picks that I would want is Parsons Irving. So let's see what the Marlins go with. They go with the second baseman. This was my third option. I would have been okay getting this guy. He looks like a Swiss Army knife type player, just going to be a really good hitter with okay fielding. But now it's going to come down to, do I want Parsons or do I want Irving? It really just comes down to, do I want somebody that can be ready within the next season or two, or Irving, who's probably going to take a little bit longer? I guess it could be Irvine. Either way, he's probably going to be, 4-5 years before he's ready. I think I'm going to go Parsons. I think it makes the most sense with kind of where we're at as a team. So we're going to go Andre Parsons. Welcome to the squad. Irvine is here in the second round. The rest of the picks I have are kind of like sneaky later round picks anyways. So I'm going to go with Irvine. Just get another good pitcher with some potential for the future. And then now it really just comes down to like whoever's available here. Okay. So I do have Tom Hurst, who would be a little bit of a reach here. I just kind of like the hitting stats, what they look to project. Pike looks okay. Looks like a very well-rounded player. Jimmy here just looks like he's ready to go from day one and probably won't develop too much more. But I think I'm going to go with one of my two discovered players in Greg Franco or Ricky Hill. I don't think I can go wrong with either. So I think I'm going to go with Franco for now and then hope that Hill makes it to the next round. He didn't. That's a bummer. I think I probably should have went Hill. I think Hill would have been a better choice. But now I've got a couple pitchers that I think I'm going to start choosing. Like Chauncey Michael looks good. The hits per nine looks pretty bad, but the potential too good to pass up, plus the overall. I'm going to take Pena here just because I want the potential in the org. I hope he doesn't get picked for round 6. And then I can literally take any of these to round out the draft. And I think I'll take the hitter. Why not? Might as well add another bat. All right, so how do we do in the draft? I'll take that 87 potential for Parson at 68 overall. The clutch isn't great, but I'm hoping he can just deal for us. A potential for Irvine, pretty decent, 65 overall at 19 years old too. Again, clutch not great, but I have faith. He's got good control and everything like that. Franco, I guess it's Franco. He's got an arm, decent speed, and okay hitting stats with 76 potential. Hill was slightly better with a little bit more potential. So I guess this is kind of the first one we missed out on. He's got a couple different positions too. Yeah, I think I would have rather had Ricky Hill over Franco. 82 potential for Michael, which as a late round pick is pretty solid. A lefty. The hits per nine's a little low, but the control's not bad. I'll take it. Edmundo Pena, B potential, which was 89. I'll take it. Almost A. At 59 overall, he's definitely a project. And this one was the bust. He's got lower potential than he does in overall. He's at 61 potential. I was really hoping maybe like 70 potential, something like that, where just a guy that we could use as a bench bat. Nothing too crazy, but oh well. Here's Gingrich, which was the pitcher that we wanted but got chosen 2 picks before us. Honestly, looks really solid. The hits per nine was what really drew me to him. I like this pitcher. The minor league season's over. Let's talk about our prospects really quickly. Simon is now number 1. We have Medina up to number 4 and Jeb at number 6. So we have 3 of the top 10. I'm not sure I talked about quirks from last year's draft, but Ziegler has Rally Monkey. Vic also has it. And then Tommy Simon has Day Player. You can see for our org, a couple guys got sent down to AA. They were struggling in AAA, so I figured let's get them back on track in AA. But Tommy Simon up to an 84. He looks absolutely insane. Had a crazy season. Probably should call him up, but we're still not there where we don't have a full roster of drafted players yet. So I'm gonna manipulate service time. I'm gonna keep him down as long as I can so that I don't lose any of this arbitration or anything like that. I want him to stay on the team as long as possible with the squad. Medina went down for 54 games in AA, mashed. So let's see what he can do in AAA next year. Jeb in AA didn't win a single game, but pretty solid season. Johnny Bingham, who's probably going to end up being our catcher, just developed really well, also hit very well. Murillo, 800 OPS. So if he's just a power bat for us, I'm okay with that. RVR, hey, gets on base, good average. 760 OPS isn't the worst either. Vic, solid debut as a pitcher. I will take that. Isn't the best rated, but still doing pretty well. Gary, iffy. I'm looking at those per nines, maybe more of a reliever. We'll have to wait and see. Same thing with Nelson. I don't know if he's going to develop quickly enough to be used, but maybe a reliever option, long reliever. And same thing with Bill here, Bill Shapiro. Probably maybe like a long reliever. I could see him being a long reliever so that he doesn't hit his potential as quickly. And then we've got Langston, who developed okay, had an okay season hitting, and Vargas, who's probably going to end up being our backup catcher. But the guy kind of mashed. So we'll have to wait and see how things go. But season 2 as a whole, some good development from our prospects. Didn't win a single game again. But yeah, I mean, the season's over. We didn't win a single game. We'll quickly run through the awards to see who. Marcell Ozuna on the Phillies. Okay. Vladdy also winning it. But yeah, again, I'm really just looking for development for these first couple seasons so you guys can see that, see what prospects we get. Shibuya got called up immediately and was Rookie of the Year, 20 home runs. Yeah, I mean, pretty good. Pretty good. Rob was also in that draft, and he was second in the race. So there we go. We'll see who wins the World Series really quickly, and then we'll get to season 4 as the Mariners defeat the Phillies. I'm already forgetting now. Yeah, season 4. Let's see what happens. Year 4, and after this season, we'll finally have enough to kind of fill out a whole MLB squad. So we'll talk about our team really quickly. As you can see, Tommy Simon is still the #1 prospect. We've got Medina at number 5 and Jeb along with Irvine closing out the top 10. Looking at our squad, most of them are most of the hitters are going to be in AAA. The pitchers are going to be in AA. We'll just see how they develop as the season goes. The only prospect from last draft that got a quirk was Chauncey Michael, who has Night Player. I think in terms of pitchers, the guys with C potential, I'm probably going to end up turning into relievers. So the only one with B that I'm thinking of turning him into a reliever is Nelson Hugh or Huh, whichever it is. But like Shapiro, Ziegler, and Vic, I think they'll be good relievers moving forward. And I probably should start drafting some relievers. But at the same time, I'd rather just get those starting pitchers with potential that we could turn into relievers and also just adding a couple more bats because we definitely need it. Just to give a quick look at what our team's looking like, we definitely need one more outfielder just because Jimmy's not that great. We do have Franco, who could potentially slide in somewhere here. What we could do is go with Vargas at catcher, Bingham into the outfield, and then we need a shortstop, right? So we definitely need to find another middle infielder for the offensive side of things. And then pitching wise, we've talked about the relievers, but yeah, we definitely could use just a higher rated starting pitcher for sure. So that's kind of the area I'm looking for this draft. A really good starting pitcher and then one more bat, hopefully a shortstop. Season 4's draft, and unfortunately we dropped down to the 4th spot again. The Rockies jumped up, I think, like 8 spots or something like that to get the #1 pick, then the White Sox, then the Cubs. So I've got 4 options, and if I get any of them, I'll be happy. So I should, because I got the 4th pick. This guy is a generational talent. He's a switch hitter. He's an outfielder, can also play first. I want him the most. He's the best player available. Second best player available, Miguel Anaya, not to be confused with the Cubs catcher Miguel Amaya. Looks good. I mean, immediately is our best catcher. I know we've got that outfielder who can play catcher, but this would be a good pickup. We do need a shortstop. Dominic Neely, I didn't scout him as much as I would have liked to, but just looking at the projections, it looks like he'll be a serviceable shortstop. So he'd be a guy that looks to be more of a project. He's probably somewhere in the 60s, maybe 50 overall. We'll have to wait and see. And then Lucius Tyler is probably someone that's a little bit closer to being MLB ready, but looks solid. 6'5", may not be a true shortstop, but has the arm to do it, has some good hitting stats. So if I get any 4 of those guys, I'll be happy. And then basically from the bottom, basically from there on out, it's just pitchers, potentially a hitter or 2. If I really need to draft the shortstop, this guy could potentially be an option. I know he's a third baseman, first baseman, but I think the glove could be serviceable. Present numbers don't look great, but who knows? So let's see who gets chosen first. It looks like a guy with a beard, so it's not the generational talent. It's Andy Berg. The second pick, the White Sox. They are going to choose JJ, who actually looked like a pretty decent pitcher. So that's not a bad pick here. And the third pick with the Cubs, is this who I think it is? The body shape kind of looks like it. It's a generational talent. So that does leave me with a tricky spot. Like, do we go with the best player, the catcher? Like, he immediately is our catcher, right? Like, that solved. He's gonna have a potential. He's somewhere in the 70s, set. Or do we take a little bit of a risk with a middle infielder that could be a reach in Neely, or someone that's a little bit more polished, like Tyler? We know him a little bit more in the scouting. He looks solid. It's just not a lot of power at 6'5" is a little bit of like a ugh. So I'm comparing Neely to Tyler, and we only have him 50% scouted, but like hitting stats wise, they're pretty similar already. And so like I figured if I scouted him more, I'd probably get a better rating. But like I feel like realistically, they're probably not that much different. Maybe Tyler's a little bit better of a fielder right now, but like I kind of want to gamble here on Neely. Like I have a catcher. I have two catchers, and it seems like catchers are gonna be pretty easy to find throughout this save. I'm gonna take a gamble. I haven't really taken a gamble yet this rebuild. I gotta do it now. There is a two-way player in this draft, but he's pretty bad. So I'm gonna avoid him. Sadly, I haven't really ever found a really good two-way player. I did forget to add this guy to my draft board in Matt Holt. The thing that scares me about him is he is currently injured, but I think he's probably a little bit better than Lunam. I do like the I think Luna may be a little bit higher rated right now. I do like that. I know the potential for Holt though, but the injured doctor exam worries me. The injury risk is low though. So, ooh, okay. I could also get Grady Wallace, who plays the corner spots. He looks like he'd be an okay, just like well-rounded player. I think I'm going to take Holt here just because I know the potential. This one makes me think it's going to drop a little bit and probably settle somewhere in the 80s, where this is probably somewhere in the 90s. The injury risk is at play here, but you know what? Let's take a risk this draft. Let's just take a bunch of risks this draft. All right, I said I was going to take a bunch of risks, but I'm going to play it safe on this one. I'm going to take Jody McGill as a pitcher. Probably super low rated, but the potential's there. I'm going to take Thomas Hinojo right here. Hinojo. Besides the walks per nine, looks like a pretty good reliever. I'm going to take Marco Peralta here. He looks like he has decent overall. Could potentially just be a reliever for us, but we need more pitching. Might as well get it. And then Archie Heck's going to be our last pick. So like I suspected, Miguel Spanos is a generational talent. Unfortunate that he went the pick before us because he looks insane, but it happens. Lucius Tyler does have 92 potential. He's a 64 overall. He's got the arm. He's got decent speed. Okay hitting stats. So definitely would have been a good pick. And here's the catcher, Anaya. Again, looks good. Looks good. That's a solid catcher. We'll start at the bottom of the draft. Archie Heck has C potential, somewhere in the mid-70s, 62 overall. Marco Peralta has also C potential, 61 overall, so not too bad so far. The reliever that we drafted is a 59 overall, but honestly doesn't look bad. It really doesn't look bad at all. Jody McGill is definitely a project. The home runs per nine, the Ks per nine, the clutch is low, but honestly, the hits, the walks, and the control with the velocity looks pretty good. We took a risk on Matt Holt being injured, but at 6'4", a lefty, I like the velocity, I like the break. Most of the per nines are just shy of 50. I think it's a pretty good pick. And then we took a gamble with Dominic Neely, but he has a potential. He's 66 overall. He's 6'2", good fielding, good speed, good hitting. I'll take it. 98 potential. So that is huge for us. We've got our shortstop for the future, hopefully. 93 potential for Holt, 88 and 87 for our top 4 picks. Great draft. I'm happy with it. So in the end, let me know in the comment section, who would have you taken? Would you have taken Neely, who looks to be like a little bit more of a well-rounded shortstop prospect? Or would you have taken Lucius Tyler? I mean, the arm's there, the speed looks similar to what we have, and so do the hitting stats, just a little less power. Or even the catcher. I mean, the catcher wasn't a bad option either. I just felt like we just had a log jam at catcher already, and shortstops are usually harder to get. We did somehow win a game. I don't know how. We haven't called up anybody yet. We did win 1-0 against the Braves. I feel like you should be very ashamed. Very ashamed. That shouldn't happen. That really shouldn't happen. You should not be losing to my team. With the minor league season over, Tommy Simon is still number 1. Medina is still number 4. And then Jeb and Leroy round out the top 10 of Major League Baseball. If we take a look at what our squad was doing,
Simon's up to an 88 already. Like, he's got to get called up next year, which makes sense. Usually season 5 is the year where I throw in all the prospects to start at the MLB level. He looks insane. He looks unbelievable. He looks so good. Any other quirks? No, just the day player. Medina, he's up to an 83 as well. Had a pretty good season of development at AAA and put together a good season. The OPS may not be there yet, but I'm liking the other numbers that I'm seeing. Plus 20 stolen bases is solid. Jeb still in AA, had a okay season. Pitching's probably going to be where we struggle the most. I'm going to probably start to look for some of those maybe C potential guys that are a little bit higher rated, just so we can get some competitive pitching, some guys that we can actually rely on. Because like Leroy had a good AA season, but I don't know if that's going to even translate even close to the MLB level. Pena also had a really good AA season, but again, I just don't think that's going to work at Major League Baseball, or in Major League Baseball, especially with hits per 9 at 29. Johnny Bingham, great season in AAA. I like to see those numbers. This is our catcher. This is part of the reason why I didn't draft the other guy. I just feel like he'll be fine behind the plate. Parson up to a 71, had a really good season. He might be someone that we could actually do well at the major league level with. Murillo, this guy might let me down. I'm not gonna lie. This guy might let me down pretty badly. We've got Chauncey, who also had a good season in AA. Like to see those numbers progress. Look at Nelson, up to a 62 already. Put together a good season. He is going to be a reliever moving forward, but I'm pretty happy with those numbers. RVR has dropped down the prospect rankings outside of the top 10 for the org. But again, he looks to be like a contact on base guy. So if he can just get on base, steal a couple bags, 20 on the season, I'd be okay with that. Vic was a reliever, had a good season. I'm pretty happy with that. I think he'll also be a reliever moving forward, 66 overall. Same thing with Gary. I think he's going to be a reliever, but he looks solid. Again, another good pick that we had. And then I think Shapiro's approaching his potential. So I'm probably going to make him a reliever to drop that overall so he has a little bit more room to grow. But as a reliever, he looks solid. And then the last couple of guys on the team, Greg Franco, probably going to be more of a platoon bat for us or just a bench bat. Solid. Vargas, our backup catcher, also pretty solid. And then we've got Elroy, the potential first baseman. Again, the average on base percentage is good, just not a big power guy, which is okay. And then our D potential outfielder, who honestly, not bad numbers. So we'll see what we can put together for the next year. Let's get to season 5. But of course, let's talk about awards. Tatis is MVP, along with Pete Alonso, who is now on the Orioles, Crochet, and Gilbert. Oh, now on the Mets, winning Cy Young. Any other surprise? Arise on the Yankees. Interesting. That's an interesting one for sure. Kevin Lopez. Okay, he won. He won. There must have not have been a lot of good rookies in the league if that's what's winning Rookie of the Year. Either way, the Yankees defeat the Mets. Ooh, that'd be a pretty fun World Series. I've literally had a coach retire on me every single year. I know the team sucks. Just believe in the project, please. That's all I need you to do. I need you to believe in the project. All right, let's get to season 5. All right, first season with a full MLB lineup from players that we drafted. It is year 5. So it's taken some time, but let's talk about the team. First, you can see bottom of the league in every category. It makes sense. The team's not great. I mean, look at it. We've got Michael, Irvine, Parson, Sang, and Pena. Bullpen currently looks like this. We'll find some guys that end up just absolutely blowing our mind and do really well. And then some guys probably aren't going to make it for another season or two. Probably going to be a little bit cutthroat, but we'll have to wait and see how things go. We do have 2 prospects left after this season in Matt Holt and Jody McGill. I have no offensive players sitting in the minor leagues. They're all at the major league level. But realistically, I'm thinking this MLB team, I'm going to rock with it for the whole year. I'm going to let these 2 guys develop in AAA, and let's just see how this major league squad does. The lineup is very top heavy. We've got my big 3 in LeBron, Wade, and Bosch. And then basically from there, I don't know what to expect. One bench bat is Jimmy, but D potential probably going to only make it through this season. The team as a whole, infield needs some time to grow. Pitching staff needs some time to grow. Outfielders, easily the best part. And just looking a little bit down the line for 2031, just 2 years down the line, even we'll go 3 years into the future. You can see the outfield looks great, but that infield's still kind of lacking. The pitching rotation doesn't look bad. Most of the players are going to be in the 80s. The bullpen is lacking a little bit, but I definitely feel like we can find some arms easily. But DH, first base, and catcher, probably an area of need. Unless we want to move Bingham to catcher, even though his arm is absolutely terrible. But we could move him to catcher. It's a possibility. And then we just draft another outfielder. Realistically, the draft strategy is I got a hole, I got to fill it. But in reality, if I do have a player that is just so bad, I got to find a replacement. So even though he may not have the best potential, I may just have to take him because he has a high overall and it'll make the team better. I showed a couple years down the line because realistically, I think 2031, 2032 is probably when we see the best version of the team and when we can really start to compete. So we just got to get a little bit luckier with the draft. So let's get there. So here we are, day out from the draft, technically 2 days out from the draft. And I just kind of want to get an idea of how the team is doing. Really quickly, we've got Holt and McGill with some development, not having the best of years, but at least they're progressing. Starting rotation looks absolutely horrid. Like it's horrible. It's so bad. Andre Parson, though, is having a great season, but outside of that, not great. Pena's not bad, though. For 65 overall, he's holding his own. The bullpen, on the other hand, is looking fantastic. Like performance-wise, it's going great. We do have two kind of eyesores in Thomas and Shapiro, but look at Peralta. Look at Nelson. Who's the guy that had a 2 ERA? Ziegler? I mean, come on. Offensively, I'm being let down massively. Medina, oh boy, 162. There are some good bats though in Bingham and Simon, and even the catcher Vargas. Like he's looking pretty solid. 270 with a 350 on base percentage. And then there's a couple 200 hitters, a 249 for Murillo and 270 for RVR. But again, it's not like players are doing that bad. Like there's definitely some underperforming players, like 207, probably not the best. Medina 162 is not great, but let's be a little patient. I do think first base could be an area that we look to upgrade. RVR could play there, and then also Murillo does play second. So we could end up going with like a third baseman, a second baseman, or a first baseman. We could just move some people around. But I'm not going to lie, it does look like starting pitching is an area of major need. So again, it may not be the highest potential player, but if we can find a high rated player, that might be the best move. So as we head into the draft, I do have the first pick once again, which is great. No team really decided to jump up 27 spots to get that spot, that number one pick. So here we go. I've got plenty of picks. I mean, this draft is great for me. I could get a catcher with decent potential in Liriano. I know I only have him about half scouted, but realistically, I already see what I like. I like what I see. Can play third, can play catcher, lefty bat. The hitting's going to be good. It's going to probably be a little bit lower than what it shows, but I still think this guy's going to be good enough to play catcher for us. But it's not really a position of need, but he does play third base. Derek Smith, I think, is another great option. It doesn't look like he's going to excel at anything, but it just looks like he's going to be very good at everything. At 6'4", he could play third. Realistically, he could play first. He could play second, it says. So, like, plenty of versatility there. Sam Hoff, I'm just purely looking at the hitting stats. I think he looks good, but he's probably at the bottom of my list for players that I'm interested in. Chris Staples was just a guy that I discovered. Honestly, just looks like a guy maybe second round, third round that I'd pick up. 6'2", plays third base, good hitting stats, potentially good fielding too. Dale Hernandez overall is just a little bit too low. The potential looks fantastic, and he's probably going to be very, very good. I just don't know if I want to wait like 4 or 5 years. So it comes down to Granger, Dominguez, Sanguillen. Yeah, that's probably how you say it, Sanguillen, or Castillo. All four look very similar, like very, very similar. I mean, there's a couple per nines that are a little bit different, like strikeouts here, walks here, and then Granger just looks like very well-rounded minus the control. I think they're all going to be very similar in terms of potential and overall. It just really depends on what I'm looking for. I think the stamina, low hits per nine, and low control, along with the low home runs per nine, worry me about Granger. I'm not really worried about the strikeouts for Dominguez because I think he'll be just fine. He looks kind of okay in everything that he does. The walks per nine for Sanguillen is probably like the worst part of his game. He doesn't look like he has terrible control. And then Castillo probably seems like the safest option of the bunch. So because I honestly have no idea who I want to draft, I'm literally looking to see kind of what their pitches are rated. I haven't even ever looked at this once. I mean, I look at it to see what pitches they have, but I'm also looking at it to see what their rating for the pitches is. And I think Sanguillen has the best 3 pitches of the group, and then like his 4th is where he falls off. But I'm looking at it, I think Sanguillen's probably the pick. So Bo Sanguien, that's our pick. And of course, they can't get the jersey right. Second pick is Derek Smith. Honestly, yeah, he looks really good. I probably could have gotten him. That was someone that I was interested in, but let's see what happens. And then the third pick is Lincoln Gall for the Cardinals. Wasn't even on my radar. So let's hop to the next pick. Let's see if we lost anybody. I'm assuming we did. Oh, my discovered player got chosen 5th overall. That's brutal. That's so brutal. The catcher went 7th to the Astros. Okay. Dominguez went to the Rays. Castillo went to the Marlins. And Granger dropped all the way to 28 with the Royals. Okay. And then Hoff went to the Yankees. There we go. So Hoyt Odell is a player that I think was in one of the first drafts of the rebuild. He was on my radar. The name sounds so familiar. And I know that can happen where if a player doesn't get drafted or doesn't get signed, that they could appear in a future draft in your save. I like the potential. I like the hitting stats. I like the overall. Could he be the pick right here? Or do I go crazy and do I pick Sean Lucas? I never take a closer, but I do need bullpen help. And I feel like the potential being that high already, we have him at 61. Our next pick is like 79. I kind of want to take a closer. I'm going to take a closer. I never do, but we definitely need a lockdown guy for this rebuild. Sean Lucas, welcome to the squad. I'm going to end up picking Steven Connor here. Just looks like a player that we could use for the future. Bench bat in the 3rd round. That's okay. I'm going to take a backup catcher. Might as well. This franchise save has been pumping out catchers left, right, and center. I don't know why. The one time I can find a catcher in a draft, I don't necessarily need it. But hey, I'll take Steven Ramirez. And then the last 2 picks, probably going to be pitchers. And, a guy that I wanted actually got taken. That's brutal. Okay, so I did scout quite a few. So, like, let's see what this guy's looking like. Man, that's looking brutal with the walks and everything. Same thing with that guy. What's Connie looking like? His walks per 9 looks atrocious. Good Lord. I'm going to take Nelson. I don't like the looks of it, but let's take him. All right, Connie's left. We'll take him. Finish out the draft. There we go. So we just passed the All-Star break. I was kind of interested to see who won like Rookie of the Month and everything like that. Bingham won it in the first month. In May, no awards for us. Tommy Simon won the June Rookie of the Month, though. So there we go. So something to be happy about. But I actually wanted to see the All-Star voting and see who was our All-Star representative. And is it going to be Gary Ziegler? I mean, the guy is nasty. He's been absolutely filthy. He's also a lefty at 6'5". Like, he's got to be brutal for pitchers. He looks insane. Somehow Jordan made it to the Reds in this save, but we did have 2 more All-Stars. Miguel Murillo was the second base choice for us, which is, I'll take it. He is hitting 240, but I'll take it. And then we also had, I think that was our second. That was our second All-Star. I lied. We only had 2. It was Murillo and Ziegler. I'll take it though. 2 All-Stars. I guess I did forget to point out our first win as a team. It was day 1. We won 10-8 against the Braves. It looks like Chauncey Michael held it down. We'll take a look. It looks like we got off to a hot start. I mean, what is that? 9 runs in the first 5 innings, and then we held it down. I'll take it. Box score wise, 6 RBIs for Murillo on his debut. You know how crazy people would be going for him after that? That's insane. 6 RBIs in your debut, 2 home runs? That's gross. What about pitching? Yeah, Michael, 5 runs, 5 innings. Okay. Ziegler struggled a little bit too. But then from Thomas down, they held it. Down. I'll take it. We won day 1, and then it's been pretty downhill since then. We're at the view draft pick screen on August 2nd, and we are currently 30-78. So there's that. Let's take a look at our prospects, though. I mean, a 99 potential player in the 2nd round is amazing. Oh, wait, Connie has 99 potential too. Oh, there's also another closing pitcher with high 90s potential in Kevin Hart. Okay, so they just dropped like a crazy amount of pitchers in this round. Sam Hoff was somebody that we looked at. He has 94 potential. He honestly doesn't look bad. I thought he was going to be a little bit worse. Like the fielding, the speed look great. The hitting numbers look great. Not bad.
Dominguez has 87 potential. He's also 67 overall. I think he's actually gonna be pretty good. Yeah, I think he's gonna be pretty good. Derek Smith has 88 potential. Hitting wise looks solid. Fielding doesn't look terrible. I think he's probably was the best position player that we could have gotten. Granger has 93 potential. He's 71 overall, but the clutch, the control, the hits, the low stamina, I don't know about him. Liriano looks pretty good with 86 potential, 71 overall, good fielding, good hitting. And then Castillo went to the Marlins. He also looks pretty good, low clutch, but overall pretty well rounded. So 88 potential for Sanguillen. I mean, he looks good, looks pretty similar to every other pitcher that we talked about. I feel good about the pick. Yeah, the control, the clutch is a little bit lower than I anticipated, but I still think he's going to be fine. Sean Lucas with 99 potential is great. Like the walks per nine's low, but like he's got decent control already. Good clutch, like really good clutch. I think he's going to be good. Steven Connor has what, 72 potential, which isn't great. He's going to regress, but for a season or two, we've got a good bench bat. Ramirez, backup catcher, can hit. He looks really similar to the current catcher we have in terms of like hitting stats and fielding stats, just a little bit lower rated. Nelson Ferreira looks good. The clutch is low though. So we'll keep that in mind when we use him in the bullpen. And then our other 99 potential closer looks solid. Control's not as low as I was expecting, but the walks per nine is low. I still like it. Overall, I think we added some players that can immediately help the team. I think Lucas can help us out in the bullpen. Same thing with Sanguillen, Connor off the bench, backup catcher with Ramirez, and even Connie could probably help us out in a season or two. We won a whopping 49 games in our first year. Yeah, pretty bad. As a team, we ranked 30th in batting average, not too far off of what the Orioles and Rockies did. But when it came to runs, yeah, we were easily the worst team offensively. Like we really struggled. We did lead the league in stolen bases though. So I mean, that's a plus. And ERA, we were 28th. So we weren't the worst. I guess that's a win. No league leaders, but we do have an award. I'm assuming it's going to be the Rookie of the Year. It was Bingham. It wasn't even our generational talent, but Yordan won MVP along with J Ram. The White Sox generational talent was in the mix for the MVP though. Did we miss out on him? Like, did we get the wrong player? I mean, look at those. He was the home run champ. Okay, a Silver Slugger as well. Did we take the wrong guy? We took Simon instead of him. That's something to keep an eye on. Logan Gilbert now with the Mets, won Cy Young. Jack Flaherty won it with the Orioles. Zach Gallen was nasty with the Guardians. We've got William Contreras and Xavier Edwards for batting title winners. Reliever of the year went to Justin Martinez, now with the Pirates, and Edwin Uceta. All right, Rookie of the Year goes to Kevin Alvarez of the Astros. Interesting. But here we are. Simon finished second to Bingham, who hit a potential, had a crazy year in terms of development, and also had a crazy season. 906 OPS, 360 on base percentage, just shy of a 300 average with 20 stolen bases. Okay, I will take that. Tommy Simon didn't really develop as much as I was hoping. 25 home runs, 34 doubles isn't bad, 12 stolen bases. It's not a bad year, right? But he is a generational talent. I want more. Medina was in the mix for a Gold Glove, but I don't think we won any other awards outside of, we didn't. We just won Rookie of the Year. In terms of performances, obviously the starting rotation wasn't amazing. Most of them have a high 4. Parson was good though with a 4.2, and Chauncey was easily our worst with a 6.5. He also was the worst player in terms of development. Like, he didn't develop really at all this year. Everybody else kind of looks like what Irvine did. Like it's like a +4 here, a +3, a +5, or a +6 for one category. Like a lot of development all across the board. It's really just Michael that looks the worst. When we look at our bullpen, I mean, like a 3.2 for Vic. Heck had a 3.7. I mean, some of these guys aren't pitching a lot, but some actually have like 100 innings for Ziegler with a 3.16. Vic threw 136 innings. So like the bullpen got some work. Thomas had a 6 ERA, which wasn't great, but he did develop fairly well, so I'm not too worried about it. He is also only a 62 overall. Nelson, sub 4 ERA. I will take it with a 1.2 whip. Peralta, not too bad either. And then Shapiro, pretty good. Like, let's see what he did. 8 blown saves. Honestly, for a guy who's not a closer with low clutch, I'll take it. Jimmy on the bench hit 213. He is regressing with that deep potential. Medina was very, very disappointing. Contact numbers went down, but everything else went up. So at least there's that. Bingham was fantastic. We saw his numbers. He
grew like crazy. Simon also grew. We've seen his stat line. I mean, just looking at the stat lines, I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, we lack a little bit of power compared to most teams, but like Vargas hit 257, 229 for Langston, probably the number one area I want to upgrade. Neely, he was a project. We kind of knew that looking at his attributes. He hit 203, 224 for Murillo. We had Franco with the 238 and a 244 for RVR. But looking at development throughout the whole team, I'm happy with it. Like Murillo wasn't amazing. A couple like contact versus lefties, power versus lefties, he didn't really succeed. But everybody else is developing fairly well. Langston a little bit in terms of contact versus right, powers versus left. But I mean, the team is developing, so we just gotta be patient. But that's the season. Let's see who wins the World Series. It's the Reds. I'm kind of interested to see what this team is looking like. They did get Jordan. Who else did they add to the squad? Royce Lewis, Logan O'Hoppe. Okay. Ryan McMahon. Okay, so they've definitely made some changes. The pitching staff, you know, they've got their young arms that they've developed. Added a couple to the bullpen. Yeah, this team's nasty. Ramirez, our new catcher, has unfazed as a quirk. I'll take that. Sean Lucas has home body. Okay. And that was it. I honestly don't know if quirks even matter in Sim, but I figured I'd point it out. Alrighty, season 6, couple changes to the lineup, but the one thing that remains the same, we're ranked 30th in every single category for Major League Baseball. So there's that. The top 100 prospects, we have Connie and Sean Lucas at 1 and 3, and then the other ones that we have in the top 100 are in the 60s. It is Jody McGill and Bo Sanguillen. There you go. For our organization, all of the pitchers that we have are going to start in AA or AAA. And then the two position players that we have in Ramirez and Connor are going to start in the majors. For pitching, I'm really looking for who I can trust over the next couple 2 or 3 years. 1 year, it's really difficult to judge a guy off of. So let me see what happens over the next couple seasons. And then I can really figure out who's a guy that I want to be at the major league level. So the rotation in the bullpen is the exact same, no changes. And it's the same thing with the offense. Who can I trust after 2 or 3 years? I kind of look at the average and I know those are guys that I can keep in the squad, and then we'll start to change them out with prospects who are developing. So right now, Neely is the only one in AAA. Let's see how he does. And the reason I'm okay with Connor starting right now is his potential is lower than his overall. So he's going to start to regress. Gives me a couple years to let Neely develop. Ramirez doesn't have high potential. Jimmy doesn't have high potential. They can be bench guys. And then the only other change that I remember that I made was I made Murillo's primary position third base, and now his secondary position is second. So basically he just flipped his positions, and that's really it. So with that out of the way, I was interested to see if there were any like two-way position players in the league outside of that guy from season 1 who was super low rated. And I might need to lower the age a little bit more, but it looks like there are a couple that could potentially be guys that were drafted, but these guys don't have secondary positions. So it looks like, I honestly didn't know this. It looks like they're pitchers that have hitting stats that you could turn into a two-way player if you really wanted to. So like Ricky Heath, Freddie Long, Ray Reed actually has okay hitting stats. And then this guy is a two-way player based on his secondaries. I remember this from the draft. It looks like the big difference is these guys have only contact numbers and the two-way players have a little bit of power. So I looked through relievers as well, and then closers, I got a little bit of a surprise. I don't remember Shapiro having hitting stats. Maybe I just did see that and I don't remember. He actually has some pretty decent, like 52 contact versus left. I wish I would have noticed that from day one. The issue is now he's pretty close to his potential already. Like that was part of the reason I made him a reliever, was so that he had more room to grow as a pitcher. I feel like we just leave him and I'll be a little bit more observant of my pitchers going forward. Like I'll take a look and see if they do have some hitting stats. Maybe we get a sneaky two-way player. Tommy Simon is the second highest player that has been drafted during this franchise world, I would say. The other highest player is the 95 overall Mark Shibuya. I mean, he looks insane. Johnny Bingham is the third highest rated player. So that kind of puts into perspective where we're at with our draft picks. Medina's up there. Zika Foose was a player that I considered for year 1. He's pretty high up there too. So just to kind of get you an idea of some of the higher rated players in this world so far, you can kind of see a lot of pitchers. So yeah, let's get through the season. Let's go add some players in the draft. All right, heading into the draft, first pick once again. Got some choices. The big thing with this draft was position players, terrible. There's a couple good ones and then it falls off dramatically, but some really good pitching like throughout the whole draft. So with that in mind, I've got two position players that I'm really thinking of taking with this first pick. Evan Bay, I discovered him. He is the number one player according to our scouts. Can play catcher, can play corner outfield, but is a first baseman. He's huge. He's a righty bat. He's got crazy power. I mean, it checks a lot of boxes. Next up, we've got Johnny here. Again, a really big righty who can play a couple different positions. He doesn't have the power like Bay, but he looks to be a little bit more well-rounded. And also currently our offensive side of things, the second, third, and short positions really bad on our team. So this guy could fit a couple different spots and help us out. But also like catcher, first base, corner, outfield could be areas that we move some pieces around to fit Evan Bay. So like again, both these guys look pretty good. But if I wanted to go for a pitcher with some crazy potential, maybe a little bit lower overall, it'd be Kevin Stevenson. The thing is like if I'm going to get a pitcher, I kind of need him to be close to MLB ready. And like if I'm going to take Kevin Stevenson, I could probably take Armas or Booth, who are probably going to be around the same overall and also potential, maybe a little less potential. Yeah, probably definitely less potential, but like overall wise, they're probably going to be similar. So like, I don't feel like I need to use my number one overall pick on a pitcher when these two are available. And I kind of feel like Johnny probably has better potential, but I think Bay is the instant impact. So I do like Johnny. I think he's going to be a fantastic player. I want the power of Evan Bay. He's a huge bat. Let's draft him. The second pick in the draft is going to be a shortstop. He looked okay. He really didn't tickle my fancy though. Like he looked fine, but he wasn't like the two guys I was looking at. And the third pick is going to be Simon Elez, who he honestly did look like a pretty good pitcher. Just again, I was looking at a position player for this first pick. So let's see who we can get in the second round here. Let me see who was taken. Johnny ended up going 4. Okay. Armas went 5th. Oh, wow. That's brutal. That's brutal. All right. Well, this crazy potential guy is still available. So I was going to take Armas here or Booth. Booth probably makes the most sense, but I'm going to take Stevenson. We'll get the potential. So I guess it works out. Oh, Booth is still available. Okay. I'm looking at Deacon Reese here. I know it'd be a little bit of a stretch, but this is a guy that immediately helps the team. Potential is not going to be that high, neither is overall, but we kind of need pitching. We can move him to the bullpen if need be, or we could go for Rob Crosby, probably settling somewhere in the high 70s, low 80s for potential. 46th draft rank according to our scouts. Good stamina, potentially good home runs per 9, velocity. I'm kind of liking it. And the reason I'm not really liking Freddie Booth, the pitches don't look great. The control doesn't look great. The break doesn't look great. Strikeouts don't look great. I'm gonna take Deacon Reese. We've got two pitcher, or we've got that one pitcher that we just took. That's a little bit more of a project. Let's take someone that's a little bit closer to MLB ready. Deacon Reese. I'm looking at Dave Piazza here. Maybe a long lost relative, but he looks good. But I also do need pitching with Crosby. I'm gonna take the pitcher in Crosby. I know it's crazy. Piazza's still available here in the 4th. I'm gonna take him. So another catcher. I know, but we'll be fine. And then I'm hoping to finish off the draft with 2 players that I did scout. I've got Sean here, an outfielder. Not gonna be great in terms of potential, but could be good with just a bench bat. And then Jack here, a good like shortstop outfielder. Again, those aren't going to be his numbers. Potential is not going to be great, but another bench bat. So let's take Sean first, and hopefully in the 6th round, Jack Katimer is there. He is. Actually, all 3 of my options are here. I feel like we're okay on pitchers. Let's add some more offense to the team. Welcome, Jack. Our all-star representative, which is not good, is Steve Connor. So yeah. Just to kind of give you an idea of how the team's doing, pitching wise, Parson is doing again fantastically, and then it kind of falls off a little bit, which is not great. So it's definitely some sophomore slumps for some guys, but for the bullpen, again, fairly good. Ziegler is like the complete opposite of what he was last year, but for the most part, I'm liking what I'm seeing. I was expecting some bumps in the road. Shapiro, though, he might be our closer. He's kind of nasty, but outside of that, yeah, there's going to be some players having some down years, sophomore slumps, whatever you want to call it. But it's season 2. Let's see how it plays out. I am worried about Medina a little bit though. He's not really doing it. He's not really progressing either. The other two though, in Bingham and Simon, they're putting up some good years. Vargas as a catcher still putting up a pretty good season. And for the most part, it's okay. It's okay. It's nothing crazy. Yeah. Johnny went to the Cardinals here and he looks good. A potential 68 overall, like just well rounded, right? Like he looks solid. 95 potential, could have been a good pick. But here's our draft. It is fantastic. Evan Bay, 89 potential. So not the highest of potential, but the hitting stats, I'm okay with that. The vision, the discipline, the clutch, it's a little bit low. Fielding's not great. Speed's not great, but the power, the contact, we can work with it. Stevenson with 97 potential. He's 65 overall. Looks pretty solid, actually. I was expecting him to be like 62 overall. 65 is not bad. I'll take it. Deacon Reese, only 76 potential, but this is, a guy that we can turn into a bullpen arm, make him a reliever, drop his overall, let him develop a little bit more. Yeah, the clutch isn't great, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Just a guy that can help us out. Kind of the same thing with Crosby. Only see potential for him, but he's okay. Just, again, another one of those well-rounded pitchers to start off with. Freddie Booth ended up being like a 65 overall with B potential. Yeah, we missed out on him, but like he's pretty similar to what we got. Piazza, 74 potential. The hitting stats look great. Honestly, the fielding stats look good too. So if our catcher starts to regress a little bit, starts to suck, we can always turn to Piazza here. Donnellan or Donnellan, whichever it is, outfielder, 74 potential. So a good bench bat. I mean, the contact, the vision, the discipline, the fielding, the speed, not too bad. And then Katimer is 72 overall with 72 potential. So kind of like Connor for what we have now. Let's just throw him in as a bench bat, see what he can do for a couple seasons. Oh, pitchers. Let's see if our pitchers have hitting stats. No. Oh. Huh. Okay. Okay. Ooh, 40's not bad. Maybe I'll think about it. I'll think about it. What about Crosby? No, nothing there for Crosby either. So I'll consider it for Reese. 58 games, so more than last year. I want to say like 16 more than last year. No, 9 more than last year, right? 58. Yeah, 9 more than last year. Still 30th. Ooh, we moved up 1 in power and 1 in speed. So we're 29th in power, 29th in speed. Okay, I'll take that. Were we the worst team in baseball? 61 wins for the Guardians. Yeah, just barely. But yeah, we were the worst team. Just to kind of take a look at team rankings, we weren't the worst for batting average. What about runs? We were the worst for runs by a little bit once again. We'll take a quick look just to kind of see pitching wise, we were the worst this year. So there's that. Yeah, we just are the worst team. Jordan won MVP once again. We've got Shibuya with his first MVP. I mean, we may have that. This might be this might haunt me for the whole rebuild. I didn't pick the Japanese first baseman who just absolutely mashes. Oh my! What did he add? Home run champ again, an all-star. The MVP. This guy's insane. This guy's crazy. McClanahan and Strider are the Cy Young winners. Batting title, Judge and Gunnar Henderson now with the Braves. Okay. Sean Jelly and Tanner Scott, relievers of the year. And then Nemala, okay. He won AL Rookie of the Year. And then Spanos, who is a generational talent, won Rookie of the Year on the NL side. Okay. So let's start with pitching. It looks like they sent down Pena, who honestly wasn't great. I'm not gonna lie, wasn't fantastic. So there's that. FIP was about the same too. So he didn't really improve, didn't really regress. He kind of just stayed the same. Again, he's a 70 overall. Can't expect much. McGill and Holt didn't pitch at the major league level this year. They developed quite a bit, especially McGill. So that's good to see. And then Vogelsang also was sent down for some reason. I don't know why they did that. It's not like we're going to the playoffs or anything, but he also like regressed in terms of production. But if we take a look at FIP, oh wow, his WAR was really bad. Yeah, he definitely regressed as a pitcher this year. Not great. And just quickly flying through some of the stats here. Parson once again with the sub-4 ERA. I like it. Oh, he actually didn't finish with the sub-4 last year, but he improved. I'll take it. I'll take that for sure. Chauncey was a little bit better, and then they called up some guys for some reason, even though they didn't pitch at all. I think I called up Nelson here at the September call-ups. He got 11 opportunities. Really bad. Vic had a 4 ERA. Gary at least got his ERA down to a 5. Archie, not bad. Thomas, I think, was a little bit better from last year, which is good to see. Nelson was pretty bad. Nelson, or who? I'm just gonna call him Nelson H. Pretty solid. I'm not gonna lie. He was pretty good. This might be the unsung hero of the bullpen, along with Shapiro, who once again was solid. Pretty similar year as last year. Offensively, I'm assuming they kind of kept it the same. Maybe I did call up Neely to see how he would do. He only got 85 at bats. Wasn't great. Ramirez 224 with a home run. Connor 10 home runs as a starter. Honestly, not bad. It's just like he's regressing, so I don't know if he's a guy I can really throw out there all the time. And then Jimmy got a 221. Medina continues to struggle, 231 with 20 home runs. Not really improving as much as I would have liked. It's a little worrying. I hope he doesn't let me down. Bingham, unfortunately, dropped in potential, even though he had, again, a fantastic season. Like I'm not hating on that at all. Like the slug definitely dropped, but still a good year. Simon improved on last year. He's up to a 92 overall. Really liking what I'm seeing. Sure, -1 for power versus righties, but 28 home runs, 30 doubles, 23 stolen bases. Solid. Vargas, okay, he's still improving, up to a 66. Not what I want to see, so maybe we do need a catcher. Elroy, though, up to a 72, had some really good development and also put up a better season. Yeah, the numbers don't look great, but it's improvement. Not necessarily a place I'm looking to improve right away. Neely sucked. We know that. Murillo, again, not amazing, but a slight improvement, I guess you could say. Did kind of improve offensively. Not amazing. Franco, some ups, some downs. Again, did improve as a hitter slightly. And then RVR development looks great. Offensive numbers look good. 361 on base percentage. Love that. So as a whole, there's definitely some areas that I'm looking to improve. Like, let's see here. Like RVR had a really good year, but like from 5 down, like kind of need a replacement. Maybe Elroy gets another opportunity with how much he developed. But again, offensively, we're still really lacking behind even the worst teams in baseball. And pitching, there was some improvements. There were like 2 or 3 guys that really regressed, but for the most part, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Plus, we've got a couple guys that are developing, so I'm feeling good there. The Mets defeat the Orioles. That's the season. Again, let's just get to next year. Let's keep building this team. Alrighty, 2031 for prospects. Nothing's going to change. I'm going to let them develop in the minor leagues. Again, we're still kind of trying to figure out who is MLB capable with the current group that we have. So as you can see, Deacon Reese has been made a closer, drops his overall, but I am interested in those hitting stats. So we'll talk about that in a second. We take a look at the team as a whole. Yeah, it's the same. Like I said, we're trying to figure out who can cut it at the MLB level and who can't. We changed the lineup up a little bit in terms of who's hitting where, but realistically, it's all the same, including where we're ranked, which is 30th, last in every single category. Yeah, we're still bad. So I did mention I do want to make Deacon Reese a 2-way player. I'm going to see how it works. I just wanted to drop his overall, so I made him a closer, but he is hitting DH. So let's just see how that experiment works. It could work. It may not. He may not develop. I've seen a lot of times where they just don't develop as a hitter at all, even though they do get at bats. I don't know if that's a bug or what. We'll just have to wait and see if he develops at all as a hitter, even when given ABs. We have Bay, we have Neely, so there's that. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Realistically, I'm kind of hoping there's a good second, third, or maybe like an extra bat, like a DH. You know, we have Bay who could potentially be that guy, but I think second and third is the area I'm looking for the most. RVR and Murillo just really haven't really shown any signs of promise. Like RVR had last year, which was good. Like he definitely looked like he put it together, but I'm also worried about this 244 season, and Murillo really hasn't done anything. So RVR is like 50-50 right now. Murillo's kind of worrying me. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. I need some development from Neely too. I know he's only like 19-20, so we still got a couple seasons, but let's see what happens in the draft. Alrighty, so again, we have the first pick, which is good. Really liking that. Heading into the draft, there's quite a few players that I like though. So let's start with the least liked pick. I guess that's the way to say it. Alessio, first baseman from Mexico. Looks like he's gonna be good. I just don't know if he's gonna be good enough. You know what I mean? Like he looks solid. Like that glove looks amazing. The hitting stats look like they're gonna be good. I just don't know if he's gonna have what I need into the team like right now. Right? He just doesn't seem like the hitting stats are good enough at the present. They don't look bad. I'm just a little bit worried they're not gonna be good enough. Branch. Contact looks like it's going to be solid. Vision looks like it's going to be solid. And then the glove looks like it's going to be great. He kind of looks like Neely. I don't know if I need another Neely. Roland, probably the best offensive player, fielding speed, good contact. We do need a leadoff guy. He could be that guy. We could move the outfield around a little bit. Could work. And then we have two pitchers. John, not ranked. We have him at 6'5". The control sucks, but everything else looks great. And then we have Luis Mercado, who I couldn't scout as much as I would have liked, but everything looks amazing. Stamina looks a little bit low. Realistically, what I'm expecting is all that blue in the future is probably going to settle around to like the green, and all the present is probably going to drop down maybe like 4 or 5 ratings. So we're looking somewhere in the 60s for almost every single per 9. The control is probably going to be somewhere in the 60s too. Velocity and break are probably going to stay as is. Realistically, we're probably looking at one of the better pitchers in the draft. So do I go with Mercado or do I go with John as my top pitcher? I also feel like we've got a lot of pitching talent, so pitching isn't an area that we need. But realistically, the only offensive piece that I like is Roland. That's kind of where I'm at. So do I take Roland? Then I hope maybe John's there in the second round. And then we hope that maybe we get a little sneaky pick later on in the draft. I think Mercado is going to be electric. That velocity looks crazy. And his control is better than what John's is. And I'm worried about that. And his pitches also don't look that great. I think Mercado's going to be higher rated, but I think his potential is going to be lower than John's. I think John's going to be lower rated. Potential is going to be higher than Mercado's. I think Roland's just the best offensive player. I'm going to take the best offensive player. We need it. I do think Mercado is going to be nasty, though. And then I'm going to hope that John's there in the second round because he was not ranked by anybody. We'll have to wait and see what happens. We got to get a little bit lucky. The number 2 pick is going to be Orlando Herrera. Not a guy on my radar. Could end up being really good, though. Could end up being really good. And the third pick is somebody with long hair. I have no idea who this is. Mike Black, a pitcher. The overall was just too low. I didn't really like what I was looking at. Let's see here. Second round. John is there, and it looks like a couple other guys that I had on my radar got chosen. Oh, really? That's early for Ramirez. Okay. I was kind of hoping I could have got him later. First baseman went top 5. Shortstop went top 10. Oh, I missed Mercado. He went top 6. Or he went 6th to the Rangers. So we'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, this made my decision easy. Benitez also looks good. Like he's probably going to be a 90 potential guy. It's just the home runs per 9, pitch control, strikeouts. The pitches do look solid, but I do also think they look fairly similar to what John has. Oh, maybe slightly better. I'm gonna go John. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. We're gonna take him here in the second round, and let's see what we can get. Ooh, a lot of my picks are gone in the third round. Yikes. All right, this is easily the best player that I have left on my board. I'm gonna take Will Guerrero. I discovered him. Second baseman, shortstop, something that we need. He doesn't look like he's gonna be crazy good, but at least it's something. I have this guy scouted. I think he's gonna suck. I really do. I think he's gonna be so bad, but I'll take him just because I have him scouted. Maybe a speed option off the bench. That's really about it. And then I got a couple pitchers that aren't available anymore. Okay. I'm gonna take Warner Gentry here. I mean, I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel. I really am. I mean, I've got 2 players scouted left out of my whole pool. This guy looks like he is so bad. This guy also looks like he is so bad. I don't even like what's left. Do I take this reliever and just hope maybe there's something there? Like, is there anything that even looks respectable? Maybe this guy. Yeah, this is looking pretty brutal. I think I'm gonna take, who was it? Who was that reliever that we saw that was like, okay, maybe him, Haas, maybe Coggin. I'm liking the glasses on Coggin. We'll take Coggin. We'll hope there's something there. We're gonna end the draft. Let's see how we did. I don't feel good about this one at all. All right, really quickly, the All-Stars, our representatives is William Shapiro. He's doing unbelievable. 24 saves with one blown save. Unbelievable. 24 saves. Okay. Okay. And then Elroy also is putting together a fairly good season. So maybe Elroy is going to be a little sneaky player for us throughout this rebuild at first base. And then we actually had a third representative in Antonio Medina. It looks like he's finally put it together, having a great season. So, with that in mind, three representatives, a guy with only one blown save. We are 46 and 51. We are 9 games out in the East. The Marlins are looking pretty solid. But if we move to the wild card, we are 4 games out of the wild card. We are still ranked 30th in every single category. Our ERA is at a 4.5. Our average is at a 247. What are we doing? How are we doing this? How are we doing this? Like, look at our starters. Actually, they're doing pretty good. Like 3 of them in the middle are doing great. The bullpen, for the most part, is holding it down. I'll take that. I'll take that. And then lineup wise, yeah, like things are looking pretty good. RVR is struggling a little bit, but Murillo is also struggling a little bit. Ooh, that's not great. That's not great. And then Kadamir, I called him up just because Connor wasn't doing much, and I'm not ready to call up Neely yet, even though he is having a good season. Bay's struggling a little bit. And then Deacon, he's hitting 219 and he's not developing as a hitter. So I'm going to continue it because he's pitching fairly well. Like, he's actually doing pretty good. It's just, I want to see if we can get him to develop as a hitter. And Piazza is also hitting fairly well, just not a lot of power. What about Denellen? Okay. Overall, team's looking good. I'm liking the offense. I'm liking the hitting. Let's see what our picks are looking like. 390 rate or 390 potential players, which is amazing. Roland has 94 potential, could play the outfield, good fielding, good speed, good contact numbers. This is our leadoff guy moving forward. John, 92 potential. 92 potential. The control worries me. I'm not gonna lie. Control worries me. Overall, really solid per nines, the hits, the walks. I like that. No hitting stats. All right. And then Guerrero, a guy that we discovered, just not bad. Not bad. 87 bunt is crazy for a guy who's 6'3, 226, but good speed, good steal. Okay hitting stats. I wish they were a little bit better. I'm not going to lie. And then the final couple picks aren't great. 76 potential, 70 potential for Gentry. So he's definitely a guy I'm going to look to make a reliever. He's also only got 61 stamina. So I feel like that works out pretty well. And then Coggin has 71 potential. I don't know about him. The first baseman went to the Cubs. The hitting stats, they look very similar to the guy that we drafted in Guerrero, and we got him in the 3rd round. So spending our first round pick, our first overall pick, I just felt like, yeah, we made the right choice. This is the shortstop. He's giving me very, like, this is Neely. This is Neely. Look at the fielding, the good hitting versus lefties. Yeah, this is what we already have at shortstop. And then the Rangers actually went and got Mercado. He's a 72 overall with 90 potential. He looks good. He looks very good. Very good. It's just we wouldn't have gotten that outfielder if we would have went Mercado. And then they actually went and got Benitez, who was on my radar as well as a pitcher with 94 potential. So they actually got 2 pretty good pitchers in the draft in 1 and 2, which, all right, that's not too bad. Any other names that really stuck out? I don't think so. I think we actually did really well. Like the bottom half of the draft, that's fine. If we can't hit them all. We can't hit on all of them. Let's finish the year. All right, really quickly, we'll take a look at our prospects. I feel like I forgot to do this last couple seasons. Nelson, this is what he's going to finish in AAA. Not amazing, I'm not going to lie. Piazza, 273. Not a lot of pop in his bat, but he's getting on base. He's got a decent average. We've got Denellen. Yeah, he's pretty bad. Deacon, he pitched fairly well. He didn't hit great. And he didn't develop as a hitter at all either. That's annoying. Crosby, he was okay. The whip's a little bad. We'll kind of be okay with that. Sanguillen is just not developing how I want. Like 518 or 516. Oh, I don't get FIP here. Okay. So yeah, the ERA is not great. The hits per nine is not great either. So we'll keep that in mind. I was really hoping this guy would have been better. We've got Holt, who's up to 73. I think he's going to end up being a reliever for us. I just think he kind of fits that mold a little bit better. Evan Bay struck out so much. I think like a third of, like 30% or so. Yeah, that's around that mark. Yeah, just Something to keep in mind. Something to keep in mind. He's there for the power though, so we knew the strikeouts were coming. Jody McGill's up to a 72. Not bad, not bad. I mean, the development's there. He's not going to win a lot just because the team's so bad in AAA and AA. And then Stevenson, pretty similar to the rest of the pitchers too. And then our closers, the guy with 99 potential, and Sean Lucas is not doing great at all. But the other 99 potential closer is doing a little bit better. It's just the whip's kind of bad. So we'll figure it out with those two. Still got some time for them. We're currently 75 and 81. We'll finish out the season. We finished 78 and 84, which is a huge jump up from last year with only 58 wins. So we are 20 wins better. We're up to 24 for contact, 27 for power, and 15th for speed. So as a team, we took a massive jump up, 11th in the or 11 games back in the East, and in the wild card we finished 6 games out. I mean, that's insane. That's a huge jump. Just to take a quick look as a team, how did we rank batting average? Okay, so it's still pretty low for 26th, but in terms of runs, we took a huge jump into the top 20. We're 19th. So I'll take that. I'll take that. I mean, what about home runs? We got to be at the bottom. Yeah, we're definitely there towards the bottom. What about we're third for stolen bases though. So that's probably how we're getting around the that's how we're getting around the bases. We're hitting singles, then we're like stealing second and third, and then we'll hit another single to bring them in. That's basically what's got to be happening. Like there's no there's no other way to put it. Like what's our slugging percentage as a team? We're last. We have to just be hitting nothing but singles and then going from there. Team ERA, we are 28th, so still pretty low. Pitching is probably an area of need, so we'll see what happens. Awards, what do we got going on here? Judge and Soto MVP, Bubba Chandler and Grayson Rodriguez are the Cy Young winners. Travis Bazana and Adley Rutschman batting title winners. Clase and Kruger relievers of the year. And then rookie of the year goes to JoJo Parker, who is a real life player that got drafted this year, and Bruno Vaquero. Okay. Interesting. All right, let's take a look at our team. They sent Nelson down for some reason. He's been good. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Like he's hovering around a 3.6 for his career with a 1.25 whip. Yeah, that's a solid reliever over 3 years. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I think this guy's a bullpen arm. Peralta, on the other hand, has regressed the last 2 seasons. He did pitch way more this year and dropped his ERA from the previous season. A 5.4 ERA. Realistically, he doesn't have the highest potential. I'll probably still rock with him in the bullpen, but I don't know if he's someone I want. And then they also sent down Gary Ziegler, who again pitched 100 innings and went back to where he was with a 3.3 ERA. He's hovering around a 3.8 for his career. I'm liking it. I feel like this is an okay guy for us. Like awards, he was an all-star in 2029. His first season probably could have been one this year with the numbers he was putting up. I feel like he's okay. Is he going to be our star reliever? No, but he could get the job done. In terms of starters, we've got Irvine, who is developing fairly well. He's up to an 80. It's just like the production's not there. If we take a look at FIP really quick, where is he? As he's still kind of hovering around a 5. So okay, all right. We've got Andre Parson, who is hovering around the 80 overall mark. Didn't really develop too much more. Ew, that's a little worrying. 4.29 whip. He had a 4.5 ERA and a 1.4 whip. Okay, so like he's like a 4.2 ERA guy. That's not bad. That's not bad. How's Chauncey looking? That's better. That's way better. That's huge for us. A 3.9 ERA. I'll take that. Vogelsang, way better as well as a pitcher. He actually was positive in the wins and losses, which is big, giving us an opportunity to win. And then Pena, sub 5 ERA. Okay, so maybe he's a guy we could maybe send down for a year or two to develop and see how we can do from there. Maybe even a bullpen arm. And then we take a look at Shapiro, only blew 3 saves this year. This guy's insane. I can't say anything else. I don't think these two guys pitched at the major league level this year. Thomas, how we looking? Yikes. Almost a 6.5 ERA. Archie Heck, 3.6 ERA. I'll take that. Developed a little bit too. Lucas didn't pitch. Sanguillen didn't pitch. And then Vic. Yeah, not ideal. Not ideal for sure. May need a new long reliever. On the bench, we've got Katimer, Ramirez, Connor, and Jimmy. All of them not great. We've got Medina, who developed. He's up to a 90 now. Finally had that breakout year. Love to see it. Really good numbers. Bingham back up to 8 potential, doing very well. One of our best hitters easily. Same thing with Simon, up to a 96 overall, which is huge. Love to see that. Love to see that. He does have an award, a Silver Slugger. So he won one this year. What was Bingham's Rookie of the Year? And Medina got an All-Star appearance. Okay. Next, RVR. How'd you do this year? A 342 on base percentage is not bad. I just need the average to go up a little bit. Just that's it. That's literally it. I just need that average to go up a little bit. And I feel like he could be an okay bat. He developed a little bit, so there's that. He doesn't strike out though. I'll give him that. He walks and strikes out about the same. It's just he's not getting the hits. We've got Elroy, who continues to just be ooh, yikes. I was gonna say continues to just be fine, but like he's not okay. That's not good. Franco, not bad, not bad. 270 average, 727 OPS. Murillo, yikes, not great. And then Vargas as a catcher, again, not great. How did Neely do though? Because that development is crazy. He only had 78 Bs. I think next year we just give him the first the starting position at shortstop. And then do we have somebody that can hit versus righties? Not really. Okay. Either way, the season's over. I'm liking what I'm seeing. We're going to 2032. Let's see what we can do after we see who wins the World Series. The White Sox and the Pirates. The White Sox and the Pirates went to the World Series. Let's see what the teams are looking like. Okay, Pete Alonso, Junior Caminero. So a lot of change by now. We're way deep into the future. Okay, Bubba Chandler, Seth Hernandez. Okay. I mean, that's an okay team. Who was the other team? The White Sox. They do have the best player in baseball. I'll give them that. Like, this guy's a freak. Matt McClain. He wasn't good at though. 208 in the postseason. Interesting. They've got an interesting team for sure. They definitely have an interesting team. Their pitching is nasty though. Good Lord, I see why they're good. Yeah, I can see why they're good. They won 4-1 in the World Series. Yeah. Let's get to 2032. All right, 2032, this is a big season. This is kind of the make or break for a lot of players. And the good thing is we're not last in every category. We're 22nd in speed and 29th in power. In terms of our organization, we currently have 18 prospects, and they're all going to start in the farm system. I want them to develop a little bit more and just kind of see where we're at towards the draft, maybe make some changes then. Pitching wise, it's going to stay the same. I may have moved a couple people in the bullpen to a different spot, but for the most part, I have faith in a lot of the guys in the team. I just need a couple more to take some steps forward, or improve, I should say. I definitely could use one of our starters being really good this year, because I don't know what Pena's going to do. I don't know how Irvine's going to do because he hasn't been great. Even the long reliever, I could use one of those too. I'm still trying to develop Deacon Reese as a two-way player. Maybe because he's a reliever, he isn't getting like a hitting boost. I don't know. We'll see what happens. He's still in the DH spot in AA. And then offensively, we almost have a full bench now. I could technically have a full bench if I called up one of these guys, but let's let them develop, get the ABs every day in the minor leagues. I'm going to let RVR be our leadoff guy. I really like his ability to get on base and take a walk. That could work in the leadoff spot. And then I just need a couple guys to step up. RVR being one of them, Murillo being another one, Neely to put it together. He's still 21, but I just need a couple guys to figure out if they can produce at the MLB level. If not, we turn to some of our prospects, who then I need them to develop this season. So let's see what happens. This is kind of make or break for a few guys. If things go great, we keep things as is. If not, then at the draft, maybe we need to start picking certain positions and just going with the best player available in that spot. We'll see what happens. Alrighty, draft time. We have like the 13th pick, I think. Maybe a little bit later. Yeah, we do have the 13th pick. So my scouts have been discovering, and Lewis Winter, I don't think his potential is going to be that great, and I don't think his overall is going to be that much lower than his potential. I think this is a guy we draft and we throw him into the team immediately. I'm going to have to shuffle some people around. We're going to have to make it work. But I think Lewis Winter is definitely the pick. We could go Johnny Price, who was another guy that I discovered. Yeah, he looks insane. Potential is probably not going to be that great, but overall wise, he looks fantastic. His pitches don't look that great, though. That could be something that doesn't work out. We could reach on someone like a Santiago who plays third base. He plays first, he plays second, he plays left. Looks like he hits fairly well. Just throwing that one out there. Devin Jones was a guy that I had an eye on last year as kind of a later round pick. I ended up not getting him. He's back in the draft. Could be someone that we reach on in the first round if we really wanted to. Can play third base. Velasquez was a catcher I discovered. Looks to be a glove first guy. I'm not necessarily in the market for a catcher though, but could be an option. And then another catcher in Doug Harmon who does just hit very well. So there's that. And then if every other option is taken, I have Pedro De La Rosa, who the potential is not going to be that great, but he's a higher rated pitcher and the stash is selling me. So we'll see what happens. I really hope I can get one of these two discovered players. That would be huge. Let's see who the first 3 picks are. Again, we have 13. We actually had a really good year. Leo McDermott, yeah, I mean he looked really good. He looked like a pretty solid pitcher. Second pick, who's it gonna be? It's gonna be the A's. They're gonna take Ken Scott. Didn't even scout him. I just had a feeling he wouldn't be available for us. And the third pick is the Dodgers had the third pick. And Chris Lopez. I completely didn't even notice that they had the third pick. That's crazy. The Dodgers. Okay. Boom. Let's see. Anybody that was on our radar. Harmon went top 10. De La Rosa also went top 10. So that wouldn't have worked anyways. And then a couple other pitchers. This pitcher actually looked decent. It's just the walks and the control was a little worrying. So now the offense looks like it's clicking, right? Like everything looks fantastic. Do we need the offense or do we need the pitching? I feel like I need pitching a little bit more, especially a starter. Like I know I've taken a couple in recent years and it hasn't panned out. That's kind of why I need the starter. I do need the offense though. Do I have some other options that I could potentially get later? He doesn't look like much of a hitter. Neither does he. He does a little bit. Okay. Lindstrom potentially. Didn't scout him as much as I would have liked, but potentially. He looks okay. Oh, he's probably not going to be available for our next pick. He's potentially going to make it to our next pick. Okay. This guy was discovered, so I know we could get him a little bit later. All right. I mean, there's a couple. There's a couple. So I think it makes sense to take the pitcher, and we'll go from there. Next round. Oh, the shortstop just got taken before us. Little like what 10 picks before us. So there's that. There's that. I do still have Lewis Winter available. Or if I want to get a catcher, I could. The bat looks terrible. I'm going to go Lewis Winter. I mean, we got it. I really thought about taking a catcher here just because, sure. But we have 2 catchers. I'm going to take Lindstrom. Those hitting stats look great. Let's go with him. Time almost ran out. We have him at 90. It was our 89th pick. So I think that was an okay move. Okay, so I do have 1 reliever on the board. The other ones I had, I liked them better. I was kind of hoping I could get them at this point. I mean, those hitting stats look great. I only have 50% scouted, though. I'm going to take a pitcher here. Home runs per 9, not great. Pitch control, not great either. But we have him at 33 on the board. MLB has him at 150. This is pick 120. Let's just take him. We still got 2 more picks. And I'm hoping some of these position players are available. They're not. Tough. I wasn't sure that the pitcher would have fallen to us either. So, like... Let's see. So we miss out on this shortstop that I discovered where like the potential is probably in the 80s. He's probably somewhere in the 50s overall wise. Yeah, he's probably not going to be usable in the next couple seasons. And then if we take a look at some of the other options, I don't even remember who the other bat was. Oh, yes, Joaquin Ortiz. Yeah, his hitting looks pretty good. I'm going to take Pereira. We'll take a shot in the dark. I think his overall and potential are probably going to be the same. And this is the final pick. Let's see. All right. I can take Jose Alvarado, who looks like a guy that this is what I'm getting, or Lugo with potential. I'm going to take Alvarado. I know I didn't give you much time to see it. Lugo's got probably got good potential. It just looks like he is going to be in the 40s. I can't take that player. So instead, we went with Alvarado here, who, yeah, the strikeouts is low. The control is low. But maybe he could just be a little reliever for us or something. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Hopefully we got the draft right. Shapiro continues to be an all-star for us. He is regressing though. That would be terrible. That would be terrible. That would absolutely suck. Oh, the guy that we almost drafted a few years back. He's in the majors or has been for a couple seasons. He made an all-star appearance. I'm trying to see if we have anybody else. Tommy Simon, finally. He's up to a 98 overall. He finally gets an all-star appearance. And that's it. Okay. A third baseman that I had on my mind ended up having 83 potential, 77 overall. He looks pretty good though. This catcher actually looks pretty good. Like he looks like he can hit, he can field. But again, like how many catchers have been this good in this safe? It's insane. Oh, Pedro De La Rosa had 80 potential. He looks okay. Nothing too crazy. He actually does have some hitting stats too. I mean, interesting. I didn't know that obviously during the draft process, but okay. So here's our draft. Not the highest potential players, especially when we have like a 62 potential outfielder, which isn't great. See potential for Alvarado. Besides the control, he actually looks pretty decent though. Like I think he'd be helpful in like a season or two. We've got B potential for Vincent O, which I like. I thought this was someone that definitely had the potential to have B potential and could actually be pretty close to usable at 67 overall. Lindstrom, that's a bench bat right there. Perfect. That's all we need. 76 potential, so he'll grow a little bit. Lewis Winter has 85 potential at 84 overall. All right, so we're just gonna have to throw him into the team immediately. Like just get him into the team and let's see what he can do. And then Johnny Price, 87 potential. I like everything that I'm seeing. Yeah, the clutch is kind of bad, but he's got good walks per nine, good hits per nine, decent home runs per nine. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Any hitting stats? No. All right, cool. That's fine. That's all right. All right. So overall, I'm happy. It may not be the highest potential, but definitely two guys that can immediately impact the team. I like that. We ended up winning 95 games on the year, which is unbelievable. There is no way we should have won 95 games. We won 78. We almost jumped up 20 games better again. That is an insane jump up. And you've seen the team. It's not like, we're getting some progression. And again, like they jumbled up my whole squad. We're getting some progression, but like Irvine went up what, like 3 ratings? Like, is it just the rest of the league is so bad? Is that what's happening? Like, we'll quickly take a look just to kind of get an idea of what's going on here. Like, what's the playoff picture? We've got the Blue Jays, the Mariners, the Red Sox, the Astros, the White Sox, Kansas City, the Royals, and then like the Marlins, the Phillies, us, the Diamondbacks, the Rockies, and the Reds. So it looks like it kind of looks like the good teams with those crazy contracts are starting to fall off a little bit because the players are regressing, and the teams that haven't invested too much money are starting to like the Rockies, the Reds, the Marlins. You've got the White Sox, the Royals still technically haven't spent a lot of money. The Mariners still technically haven't spent a lot of money, but you don't see like the Dodgers, you don't see the Padres, things like that. Like no Yankees. Interesting. All right, well, let's take a quick look. Like I don't expect us to win the World Series this year, but I'm just kind of interested to see where these teams stand. Like there's definitely some good players, but like did we just absolutely run away? Like, are we just like a crazy team all of a sudden? Is it just because we have those 3 crazy outfielders that like that's just yeah, it's kind of looking like that's just what's setting us above the rest. Like we just kind of have like a really well-rounded team. Cause like I'm just looking at this, like every team has at least a 90 rated player, and then they have like a couple high rated 80s. But for us, we've got the 390 rated players, and then we have like low rated 80s. Is that really the difference? Like, this is crazy. I feel like this is insane. Let me adjust the roster, get it back to what I had it, and then we'll see how the season was. So we have a league leader. It was a couple of different players, Bingham and Simon. I'll take that for sure. We'll take a look because it has been a few years since we've seen kind of what the league is looking like. Gavin Killen, I believe, was a player that was drafted in this year's draft in real life. Who else? I don't know who that is. I think that's a made up player. But like Bo Bichette with 201 hits, Jacob Wilson with 200 hits. Why does Jacob Wilson look like he's got like a big old noggin and then he's got like a toddler body on him? Like what's going on there? I see Christian Moore, who on the other side, Roman Anthony's up to a 93 overall. Okay. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I would say Ellie De La Cruz at 95 overall. He is 30, just to kind of give you an idea of what we're looking like here. We've got Josh Hammond, who can play like every position on the infield. Looks pretty insane. Bo Bichette's there. Namala is there for doubles. Ellie De La Cruz. Matt Shaw now with the Diamondbacks is up to a 98 overall. He looks insane, by the way. Holy cow. All right, all right. Jackson Holiday with triples. Jake McCarthy with triples. Home runs was Johnny Bingham, Charlie Condon, Christian Moore, Tommy Simon's there. Okay. Christian Campbell on the other side. Interesting. Interesting. All right, let's take a look at awards. We have a Hank Aaron Award and an MVP for Johnny Bingham. Who would have thought? It's not going to be Simon who finishes second. It's going to be the other outfielder that we drafted. Wow, in 2026. This guy has just been crazy. Started out with B potential, A potential now. Still could play catcher if we really needed to. But I mean, this guy has been unbelievable for us. Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff from him. MVP, a rookie of the year, a Hank Aaron, a home run, a silver slugger. All right. Tommy Simon sadly didn't make it, but he was the All-Star MVP this year. Got another silver slugger. Love to see that. Chris Rodriguez won it on the other side. So there's that. We've got Cy Young Luis Hill of the Yankees and Cam Caminiti of the Braves. Killen and I don't even know how to say it, Hawk. There's your batting title winners. We've got Eddie Guardado and Jose Budo as relievers of the year. And then Rob Sears is rookie of the year along with Simon Hernandez. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at the team here. So pitching wise, Parson was fantastic. I don't know how much more he's going to develop, but almost 200 innings pitched, sub 3 ERA. Yes, please. We've got Vogelsang, who has also been fantastic. A 3.1 ERA, 16-4 on the year. And then Irvine struggled a little bit with the 4.5 ERA. That's kind of been his thing. Just the hits. The hits per nine is what's really hurting him. He's just allowing too many hits. And then Pena, kind of the same situation. Just too many hits for him, which makes sense. Look at his hits per nine. But his ERA is at a 3.8. He's going to be our 4-starter. Chauncey couldn't build off of his good season last year. Again, the hits per nine is hurting him. But he's going to be our long reliever for this part of the postseason, along with Peralta, who pitched 85 innings. Had his best season this year. Love to see it. The bullpen, Heck is up to a 74. Had a 4.8 ERA. Not amazing. We've got Thomas, who is now up to a 71. Had his best season. Is it great? No, but it's better. He is improving. Love to see it. Vic got moved out of that long relief role and actually was really good. I just swapped Vic and Peralta on the season. That's really what happened. Vic's up to a 71. Nelson up to a 76 and was good. Another really strong season from him. Love to see it. We've got Gary as the setup guy. Was fantastic for us. Did blow quite a few saves. Also lost a few, it kind of goes hand in hand there, but he was good. He was good. He was pretty solid. And then Shapiro does have B potential, so he has at least grown in potential. I just don't know if he's going to grow in overall too much more. Had his worst year with 11 blown saves. And with the two other guys that we have in Lucas and Albus, we have Ferreira, we have a couple other guys that we could turn to. I still think Shapiro's got a spot in the bullpen. I just don't know if it's going to be closer. And then offensively, the bench wasn't amazing. Like there's a couple 250 averages. Jimmy hit 300 somehow. Okay. But look at RVR. Yes, a 368 average isn't great, but he's getting on base at a 361. I'll take it. 816 OPS. I mean, the strikeouts and walks are still very similar. He's up to an 83. He finally has shown he is usable. 28 years old. We've got Simon at 23, had a crazy season, almost 40 home runs. Bingham, MVP for a reason. He was insane. And then Medina, 286, 27 home runs. Another career year from him. He's starting to figure it out, which is awesome. Langston, 265 with the 350 on base percentage. Almost there. I'll take that. He has an award. He was an all-star in 2031. I mean, best season by far. I don't know how much better he's going to get. So first base is an option that we're going to look to improve. We do have that guy in AAA in Bay. He did get some MLB time in September. Just wasn't great. So Greg Franco, I did add a secondary position of third base just because I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to draft one. But yeah, he's got it now. He had a good year. Another one of those guys. I just don't know how much more he's going to develop. Neely up to an 81, had a good season. If he can do this consistently, I'm okay with him just being like our shortstop. Like he doesn't have to do crazy numbers. We're seeing other guys produce, so I'm happy there. Murillo's okay. I'd be okay moving him to the bench. Same thing with like Franco. Same thing with Langston, and then just getting better players. And then our catcher Vargas, again, I'll take it as a catcher. The power is not there, but at least a 250 average, I'll take it. I would like the OPS to be a little bit higher, but I'll take it, especially with the way the top four are producing. I mean, even Langston hit 20 home runs, so like we're producing. I just don't know if we've got the talent to win a World Series. So we're taking on the Marlins. How 10-0 in the first game, 4-3 in the second, and then we close it out no problem, taking on the Diamondbacks. Now, what is going on with this team? Huh? Okay, we finally lose. Okay, Parson, I mean, come on. We're in the World Series. We're taking on the Red Sox in the World Series. How are we doing this? This makes no sense whatsoever. Let's see who's pitching. I mean, besides Irvine, like our entire pitching staff is insane. So let's go Vogelsang, we'll go Pena, and then Irvine. I mean, what? Offensively, yeah, I mean, 194 for Neely, but like I said, he doesn't have to do crazy stuff. I mean, whatever happens here. We'll take a look at the lineup for the Red Sox. I mean, I wasn't expecting to be done. This is be the fastest I've ever done a draft only rebuild. I think normally it takes like 10 seasons. I think this is what, number 8, maybe number 9 at the most. I mean, looking at the team, like besides Tibbs, this is basically DeZenzo's in the squad. Okay. Wyatt Langford's here. What's the pitching? Crochet, Garcia. Garcia looks kind of like what we have. So like Kyson Witherspoon. Okay. I mean this closer looks nuts. He looks insane. Okay, maybe I should have been focusing on closers a little bit more. I mean, we'll see what happens. Does it matter? So we've got Parson versus Crochet. We lose 5-2. We win the second, win the third 14-1. We lose it. It's a 2-2 series, and it comes down to game 6 currently. Are we really a World Series winning team? Like, how are we this good this fast? Yeah, we can use that stadium. That's fine. Rain? Yeah, sure. We'll rock a rainy day for the World Series. Jeb Vogelsang on the mound, the standard squad, and let's do it. We start with the walk, which is not great, but then the double play, another walk, a single. Jeb, I need you to wake up, dude. I need you to wake up. That's not the inning I want to see. Omar Garcia on the mound for them. Not the best postseason. So let's see if we can do something there. We can't get the triple. We can't score the triple, which is tough. But okay, so a good second inning. He bounces back to where he's normally been. A double for Franco, and then Neely gets a triple. Okay, let's just get the sac fly in. Oh, he scores anyways on an error, which is huge. A double play. Okay, I mean, is this team like just the best? I mean, I'm expecting the fall. Like something's gonna happen. It can't be this good. All right, 2-0 still. We're still holding on to our lead. Vargas with the leadoff single. A double play is pretty brutal there. That's pretty tough. There's one run back. Vogelsang is absolutely tired. I should have been paying attention to that more. We've got a lefty, a righty, and then a lefty. We're in the 6th. I think I'm gonna go Heck here. He gets the out. He gets the fly out. And then he allows the run. That's brutal. I accidentally misread where I was in the lineup. That's on me 100%. That's on me 100%. And then we're going to go to Peralta here, and I need him to get the out. Stolen base, that's fine. All right, 2-2 game. I messed up where I was on the lineup when I was reading it. That's a good start. That's a good start for sure. Medina getting another base or getting anything would be huge here. A single's big so that we can... No, 2 strikeouts when you guys were supposed to just get a sack fly and we can't bring in the run? Oh, that is brutal. And with the lefty coming, with 3 lefties basically coming up, let's go to Ziegler. I feel like that's early. We'll go Vic. I need Vic to be on his A game. That's a good start. That's a good start. Hey, 1, 2, 3 inning, huge. I also just realized this guy's name is Milt Harder. That's a name. Camilo Doval's coming in. Okay. Murillo with a walk. Do I pinch run here? I don't have another third baseman. I only have Franco. So I guess we're just gonna leave it. We're gonna have Vargas hit a fielder's choice, which is not ideal. I could pinch run for him here, but I feel like his bat is better than anything I have on the bench. Another fielder's choice. Okay, so we didn't really do much there. I'm gonna stick with the righty. Do I go to Nelson here? I think we stick with Vic. That's not what I want to see there. I'm not gonna lie. A double play is huge though. Holy cow. I need look at RVR and Simon going 0 for 8 is brutal. Brutal. And then a strikeout from him. A single for Medina though. That's big. That's big. A pop up, and we just haven't done anything since like what, the 3rd inning. Like we got to be better. We just got to be better. We are gonna turn to. It's the top. I think we go to our closer. I need him to be. I need him to do his thing. A strikeout, a walk is not what I wanted to see. Fielder's choice. He gets out of it. Can we walk it off? Dominic Neely. They're gonna turn to Eric Miller as their reliever. I honestly don't know what to expect here. It's an interesting move because Dominic Neely hits lefties way better than righties. He is only hitting 250, so we'll see what happens. I mean, that's a good pitch to hit. So here we go. I need Neely to do something here. Like a base knock, a double would be huge. Ugh, I feel like that was another pitch. 0-2 for Neely. Can he deliver? He swung brutal. Murillo's another one that hits lefties better than he does righties. So like this again is a huge matchup in favor of Murillo. A ball outside, that's big. 1-0. Murillo, 99 up and in like that. That's tough to get. 1-2 count. Eric Miller's been handling this offense. I mean, that's a good pitch. It's gonna be an out though. That's a nothing. So Vargas, the catcher, is up. I'm gonna leave him in. I know we do have someone on the bench. I guess I could turn to somebody, but let's just see what the catcher can do. If he gets on base, then I'll consider taking him out. But let's just leave it as is. I feel like the guys can do something here. 2-0 count. 2-0 count. If he can get on base, it turns the lineup. We get to the top of the order, and we might be in business. Why are you swinging at that? You got to beat it out. You got to beat it out. Is he going to beat it out? All right, so we're back. We're back to this. I feel like 2 lefties up. It's Shapiro. It's Shapiro. I have faith in my closer. The single is tough there. The single is tough there. With the stolen base, the fly out, and then I think now we go to the lefty with a couple lefties coming up here. And I think this is a Ziegler spot for sure. I mean, okay, if we can get guys in scoring position, we'll hop back in. But I feel like that a lefty bomb, does he hit lefties better? Is that something I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter now. He hit the home run. That's brutal. So it is their crazy closer. I mean, this guy looks unbelievable. He looks insane. I don't know if we're gonna get to him. So like let's see what happens. A single's a good start. A single is a great start. I feel like this is the part of the lineup like we gotta watch. So Tommy Simon, our generational talent, a home run here would be unbelievable. A home run here would be crazy. Okay, low in the zone. I need the offense to wake up. They have oh no. I mean, we've got the MVP on deck. A little Tommy Simon walk, a Bingham walk-off would be crazy. I'm not gonna lie. That would be electric. That would be crazy. That would be cinema. Tommy Simon, full count. What's going to happen here? And he's going to sneak it through to left field for a single. I mean, MVP's up. Bingham is up. Tommy Simon is... Ooh. He's pumped. He's pumped. The MVP, Johnny Bingham, 2 for 4 on the day. What can he do at the plate? That was the pitch. That was it. 93 right down the middle. He has a triple. He has a single. In the postseason, a 945 OPS with 4 home runs. Let's make it 5. Let's win a World Series. Let's walk it off. What can he do? And he's going to hit it through. Are they going to send him at third? I feel like you got to hold him. You got to hold him. Bases loaded, no outs, and the Outlaws are threatening. So we got a pinch runner, Jack Katimer. I don't know who they took out for that, though. That's my question. Antonio Medina is up to the plate. And a ball up in the zone. He's not the tallest. The stadium is rocking. Bases loaded. No outs for the Outlaws. What is going to happen? The 2, 3, 4 hitters. Can Medina deliver here? He does have good numbers versus righties. He's got some pop versus righties too. Okay. A little two-seamer up in the zone. Not what he was looking for. The 1-1 pitch. And he chases down in the zone. What are you doing? 1-2. What is going to happen? The pitch, and he swings and strikes out. Oh, brutal there. He didn't look like he was ready. He didn't look like he was ready at all. And now we've got the first baseman, Elroy Langston, who is also having a great postseason. And he is going to pop up in foul ground in right field. That is definitely not deep enough to score the run. Don't even try it. They're going to go to third. And I think we're going to squander this opportunity. I think it's over unless Greg Franco can do something here. He does have good contact versus righties. A base knock could score 2. And is that going to get down? It is not. Boston wins. Brutal. Alrighty, game 7. Parson is a little bit tired, so I'm actually going to start with Chauncey Michael, and then we're going to turn to Parson. We're going to see how that goes. We're going to leave the offensive side of things alone, and I just need Chauncey to deliver for us. And that's a good start. That's a good start. Now I need our offense to show up. Tommy Simon, that's big, a solo shot, and then a walk for Bingham. The double play is a little tough, but we do score first and second for the Red Sox for Dorian Soto. Bases loaded. Okay. Chauncey, please. The double play is big. The double play is so big. The bases are loaded for Jarren Duran, though. I think that's got to be it. I've given you way too much of a leash. And then Parson comes in and strikes him out. That's big. I need the offense to now just go crazy. A ground out is not going crazy. Neither is a strikeout, but a walk. A walk is something. Just can't do anything with it. All right, Parson. I need like 4 or 5 innings out of you minimum. That's not what I was looking for, though. 2 runs. Our offense has been dead, but Giancarlo Vargas delivers with a solo shot, tying the game up. That's big. That's so... Please, can we please wake up? What is going on with this team? Tibbs hits lefties way better than he does righties. He's also hitting 403, so I'm going to go to a righty. And it works out perfect. Please tie this game back up. We need the offense to wake up. Please stop letting them steal bases. I know our catcher sucks behind the plate, but let's work on that. RVR double to start the game, or start the inning, I should say, the bottom of the 6th. Simon, you've already delivered once. Can you deliver again? The answer is no. The heart of the lineup is not going to deliver. Okay, Elroy, fielder's choice. That's tough. That's tough. That's real tough. Vic, perfect. I mean, you got to take Witherspoon out, please. He's not dominating. Tie ball game. Neely, solo shot. 3 solo shots for us on the day. And they're going to turn to Camilo Doval and a walk for our catcher. We go now to the number 1 spot in the lineup. RVR flies out. Flies out. Brutal. Brutal, brutal, brutal. 1, 2, 3 inning. I like that. I like that a lot. Tommy Simon, please. Against the lefty. I need you here. A single's a good start. I don't know if I can. Let's see what who's their catcher? Hill. I don't know anything about that. I don't know if he's got a cannon or anything like that. So I'm not going to steal. Our offense hasn't been great though, but I trust this part of the lineup. A strikeout, a fielder's choice, and a strikeout. I was wrong to trust them right there. That's brutal. That's tough. That's really tough. Do I go to my closer and then try to walk it off? Righty, lefty, lefty? Probably not. I probably go Vic for this at bat and then turn to a lefty. And we're going to go to Ziegler. A walk is not great. A flyout is, though. Now this is where Shapiro comes in and shuts the door. Wow, that was close. Oof. Wow, okay. Franco, 0 for on the day. Do we turn to anybody else? We don't really have anybody else, so no. No, we don't. They're going to turn to Zulueta, and we're going to start it off with a single. That's big. That's big. That's huge. Then a double. Is this over? It comes down to this. 2nd and 3rd with no outs. Can Miguel Murillo deliver? He's going to sack bunt. Oh. Was that supposed to be a suicide squeeze and they didn't do it? What? I'm flabbergasted. I'm flabbergasted. And then a line out to first. Are we serious? I mean, what? What? This is insane. This is insane. We're scoring here. We're going to lose this game. This is the complete momentum shift. It's over. That's hanging up. It's a fly ball. It's unbelievable. I can't believe that just happened. All right, Shapiro, I need you here. I need you to do your thing. I need you to do your thing. A walk is pretty brutal right there. I'm not going to lie. I guess we go to Heck. Please shut it down. He gets it. It comes back to the top or the bottom of the 10th. I mean, one swing could end it. Does he do it? Let's see. The Red Sox turn to Brock Burke, who has a 7.2 ERA over 5 innings in the postseason. They are going to go to a lefty, which I guess it does kind of play into their favor here. Simon's a lefty. Medina's a lefty. Bingham is a righty in between the two. So let's see what happens. Tommy Simon is our generational talent. I need him to do something for us here. Live up to that generational tag. I'm also a little surprised the closer hasn't come in, but that's an out. That's an out. There's no way that carries. That's definitely an out. That's brutal. Next up is Johnny Bingham. He is 0 for 3 with a walk, but the guy knows how to hit. This would be a good time to show off that bat. 91 down the middle. 91 down the middle. Come on. 1-1 count once again. And Bingham is going to line out to center. Yeah. Comes down to Medina. He's hitting 300 in the World Series. So, I mean, the guy has hit. Can he do it again? Please. Offense, wake up. Do something. This is a brutal watch. Then he drops it right at the knees. Medina down to his last strike. 2 outs in the bottom of the 10th. What's going to happen here? And he chases. It hits the ump. And he's gonna beat it out. The pitch gets by the catcher. Ricochets off the ump, who tries to get out of the way. He pulls it with him. And it allows Medina to get to first. Why are they pinch running? Is Katimer that much faster? Either way, we've got Elroy Langston up. He's 0 for on the day. This is brutal. This is so brutal. We don't have anybody that can hit on the bench, though. So Elroy is the guy. I hope. Greg
Franco is on deck if Elroy can keep this inning alive and reach base. 3-1 count, 2 outs. They're going to steal. Katimer is going to get in. I feel like a hit and run would have been great there. There's 2 outs, might as well. Full count now. So it's like, okay, I guess. But like, all right, Langston, I mean, you got to be ready for it. You got to be ready for it. Here it comes, full count, guy on second, and he walks. Ooh. Again, their closer hasn't come in. Greg Franco up to the plate. 1 for 4 on the day. Can the 6-hitter deliver? Up in the zone. Not your pitch. 0-2. Greg Franco, please. Can you do it? The pitch. He puts it down the third base line. Does he have the speed to beat it out? He does. He does. Oh, wow. Could he not step on third there? I guess it was kind of taking him away. Not the best of arms. And he just... Dominic Neely hits lefties better too. This is huge. This is so big. 20 pitches for Brock Burke. Dominic Neely up the middle. And he delivers for the Outlaws. And the World Series is ours. First pitch swinging up the middle. And Katimer scores from third. The Outlaws, the draft-only team, has brought home a World Series in record time for a draft-only rebuild. And there it is. The World Series is ours. This draft-only rebuild is complete. All right, I can't end it there. One more season. We're going to run it back because this is the best team that we've put together on paper. I mean, look at it. We're ranked 25th. The offensive side of things is a top half team. It's just pitching and defense. Not that great. Our playoff MVP ended up going to Miguel Murillo, and then Dominic Neely ended up being the World Series MVP. Names missing out for this season are going to be Jody McGill. I feel like if he could have just developed a little bit quicker, he could have easily been a mainstay in our pitching staff. I still think he could be a midseason call-up for us, depending on how other guys perform. But I thought this was going to be somebody that could have helped us out for sure. Same thing with this guy, Connie Albus. It's just he's really similar to Sean Lucas. It's just Sean Lucas looks a little bit better and has performed a little bit better in the minor leagues. Matt Holt is another one that just didn't develop as quickly as I would have hoped, especially outside of the K per 9 area. Like the rest of the per 9s don't look that great. So we'll see with him. And then Bo Sanguian, kind of in the same situation. The Ks per 9 looks great. The velocity looks great. It's just the other things are kind of lacking behind the other guys that are currently in the rotation. So this is the team for the final season. We're going to rock with the same rotation. But again, we do have other names to turn to. I mean, look at the depth that we have. Like John, obviously the new draft pick, controls a little low, but who knows? He could end up being really solid. Or Kevin Stevenson or Johnny Price. Like we've got a couple different options outside of Holt and Sanguian. And of course, Jody McGill, we still have Connie Albus and a few other relievers. So like we do have the depth to turn to if things go sour. But the bullpen has probably been the underrated part of this team. Surprisingly, really solid. We've had some crazy arms that have just delivered when need be, including Bill Shapiro. I mean, the guy's been really good. And then offensively, this is easily the best lineup that we've had. Bingham is officially the catcher now. Yeah, there he is. He is our new catcher. I just felt like it was an area we could have upgraded, especially with Lewis Winter in the team and Paul Rowland. So we had a little bit of a traffic jam in the outfield, a little log jam, a little, we had a little surplus of players that could play the position. So let's upgrade the catcher position with the MVP, and we'll see what we can do with the rest of the squad. Evan Bay is now at first base. There's gonna be some strikeouts with this guy, but I definitely think he can be our first baseman for the future. Catcher is a secondary, but look at the blocking. He's not a catcher. So yeah, this is going to be the squad. This is going to be the bench because we are rocking 2 long relievers, and really the only players who haven't made it so far are right here. But I'm feeling pretty good about the team. So let's run it back for the year. Let's see what happens. We end up winning the division 90-70, or 92-70. I almost said 90-72. 92-70.
For league leaders, Tommy Simon had the most runs. That was it. And we had a gold glove. That was the award. Tommy Simon ended up finishing third in MVP. So he's been there. It's just this guy was crazy. This was the one that was drafted like 1 or 2 picks before us, right? In 2028. I believe that was the case, right? I think so. I mean, he looks insane. He looks unbelievable. Julio Rodriguez won it on the other side with that White Sox guy just being there all the time. I mean, maybe that was the one that haunts me the most. Luis Hill won Cy Young along with AJ Smith Shawver. Okay. With a 4.5 ERA is a little questionable. Batting title went to Christian Campbell along with Barry Schmidt. And then we have reliever of the year going to Gage Zeal and Tanner Gould. And we'll finish it off with rookie of the year, Geraldo Guardado, with 2 of our guys being in the mix. Okay. And Kevin Trowbridge. Either way, we'll talk about the team now. Starting off with the bullpen, this is currently what we have for the postseason. Chauncey Michael just kind of hovered around like a 4 ERA for the last couple seasons. He's okay. Could I have turned to the other guys? Yes. Like there's Stevenson, there was Holt. Both of them did fairly well in AAA this season. They were hovering around a high 3 ERA. I saw that. I just thought, are they going to really be better than what we have? Peralta really struggled in the 20 innings of work that he had, so I decided to take him out of the MLB roster. And Shapiro, the run came to an end. The potential went down. He started regressing, and in 40 innings, it just wasn't the same. I tried to move him out of the closer role. I put him into a middle relief role. It wasn't working. Almost a 6 ERA on the season. But you know what? MVP up until this season. I got to give it to him. And I think that was really about it in terms of players that got the call up. So, but then Bo Sankian got 8 starts on the season. You can kind of see what he was working with. This is kind of what I expected, but okay, I'll take it. Archie Heck had his, kind of his standard season, a 3.7-ish ERA, 1.2 whip. I'll take it. He did his job. Thomas Hinojo, still getting it wrong probably, but best season for him. Love it. Vic, best season as well. I will take it. Also, he's just been throwing around 100 innings, so solid from him. Nelson continues to just get better. Love it. And then Gary Ziegler, our setup man, basically from the start, again, a really solid season. It looks like he's in every other type of pitcher. So next year, probably not going to be his best season, but for the most part, still pretty good at 24 years old. And this was the guy that we were banking on with the 99 potential to come in and help us out. As you can see, he was our new closer, and he was lights out, really lights out. He also had an all-star appearance in 2033, which I believe is the year that we're in. So there we go. I guess I should have seen maybe any other awards for our pitching staff at all. I guess I'd even look at the starters. So let me just quickly fly through this, see any other awards. Oh, Ziegler got one in 2029, but there we go. For the starters, though, Leroy, we saw, had a 4.5 ERA. Don't know really how he was in the mix for the Cy Young, but sure. Andre Parson, probably one of the better starters we've had throughout the rebuild. Love to see it. Jeb fell off a little bit, especially with the last 2 seasons being really good. I was hoping for another step up. Just didn't happen. Pena continues to hover around that 4-ish ERA. I'll take it. And then Jody McGill ended up closing out the season as our starter. Pretty solid in 32 innings. I'll take it. But this is the fun part, the offense. I mean, look at the bench. Pretty good. Pretty good for the bench. In terms of awards on the bench, Elroy was an all-star in 2031, so a couple of seasons ago. And just so you could see the ratings, and I'm not just like flipping back and forth between things, you can kind of see what the offense was doing this year and see Tommy Simon is now a 99 overall, hit 42 home runs with a 300 average. But the team as a whole has been really, really good. I like to see it. Some guys did really well. Evan Bay hit 240. He's up to an 82. You've got 250 for Lewis Winter in his rookie season. But for the most part, there's been some development, some growth, but also not a lot of guys really blew up outside of like our big 3. We had those top 3 guys, and then everybody else was kind of role players, which I'm cool with. Awards for Medina, he ended up having a Gold Glove and an All-Star appearance. Tommy Simon, couple Silver Sluggers, couple All-Star appearances, and an All-Star MVP. Johnny Bingham was the MVP of this rebuild, hands down. I mean, the MVP, the Rookie of the Year, the Hank Aaron Award, Home Run Champ, All-Star appearance, Silver Slugger. This guy was it. Evan Bay had none. I mean, like I said, he was going to strike out a fair bit, but 23 home runs in his first full season, I'll take it. Lewis Winter with just shy of 20 home runs, almost 20 stolen bases, 773 OPS rookie season, pretty solid. Miguel Murillo, I'm not gonna lie, pretty lackluster throughout the rebuild at 28 years old. He did have the playoff MVP, and he actually had an All-Star appearance in 2029. But yeah, I was kind of hoping for a little bit more. RVR had one good season in 2032, the year we ended up winning the World Series. He was an All-Star this year, though. I don't know. I got to give it to him. The guy knew how to get on base. He didn't strike out. He walked a bunch. I guess that's something to say. I mean, that's a skill in itself. Paul Rowland in his first full season, not a home run hitter, didn't really get on base that great. Power's not there. Okay, average. It's fine. Dominic Neely, the World Series MVP. I wasn't expecting him to be a hitter. His best season was the year that we won the World Series. So there. And then back to Medina as a whole for his career, 111 home runs in 5 MLB seasons. This was his best year by far. I mean, pretty good. Another guy that really hasn't struck out that much in the last 3 seasons either. Pretty happy about that. Tommy Simon as a whole, 161 home runs in his career, hit about a 283 with an 890 OPS. I mean, the guy's been unbelievable. 99 overall, hitting stats all in the 80s besides vision. Fielding looks solid. I mean, this guy was a superstar. It doesn't show by the awards or anything, but for the most part, I mean, he was just super consistent for us. And then really quickly, Bingham with 158 home runs, 500 RBIs, 295 average, 920 OPS throughout his career. I mean, yeah, the guy's good. 7.8 WAR for Bingham this season. We've got a 7.1 for Simon, and Medina with a 6.2. I mean, a 15 WAR for Medina, 27 for Tommy Simon, and for Bingham, 25. I mean, the team is being carried by these 3, but it's fine. So it comes down to this. I mean, it really, whatever happens, happens. We win the first, lose the second, win the third. Now taking on the Diamondbacks. Let's just quickly throw everybody up a day. Let's do that. We'll leave it as is, the normal 5. And against the Diamondbacks, it comes down to game number 5. Can Jody McGill beat Shane McClanahan? The answer is no. Sadly, no World Series to end the rebuild. But I hope you enjoyed the draft-only rebuild. We did win a World Series, the fastest that any draft-only rebuild has happened. We've got that 3-headed monster, the Bingham, Medina, and Simon. And I got to give the MVP to Johnny Bingham. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, thumbs up down below. And if you're looking for more rebuild content, you should check out the one on screen now. I definitely think you'll enjoy it. I'll catch you all on the next one. Peace.